Happy Monday, everyone. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Australian Grand Prix, round 7 of Season 1 of Silver. And we are in the land down under, aren't we, for the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. 16 turns around this 3.2 mile circuit. Its class is very easy. I kind of disagree with that. It's a challenging circuit. There's at least 2 places where you can fly off the track and absolutely destroy yourself. And I got to say, I've been in the hedge a few times around here, so yeah. But then again, I could crash on the straight. So yeah, less about my lack of talent on this game, and more about the talented drivers which will be going on the grid in just a few moments' time now as we get ready for the qualifying session then, which it promises to be a fantastic one, doesn't it? At the moment, Glock is sitting rather pretty in terms of the amount of pole positions he's had. He's the only man that's been on pole position in silver. That record, I think, is coming to the end tonight, if I'm not very much mistaken. We'll find out in just a few moments' time. But before we do, let's have a quick recap of recap. Oh my goodness! I've already after my appalling vocabulary last night with all sorts of words that was coming out of my mouth, I've already broke my rule. Yeah. So of course, last night in gold, we had a fantastic race, didn't we? It wasn't about quantity last night; it was about quality. Fantastic race, wasn't it? Grant on his birthday, unfortunately, didn't have his best present, didn't he? Did he? As he had a bit of he had an alright Grand Prix, didn't he? But unfortunately, by his high standards that he set himself, I think he'd be quite disappointed at in the end. Of course, the puncture on those soft tyres maybe just pushed it slightly too long and cost himself some valuable points there. And I'm wondering if any of the silver guys probably looked at that and thought perhaps the silver tyres is not a good idea. Remember, Young Lights did a very good job. He went on the medium tyre, on the hard tyre towards the end there. He went against the grain, didn't he? And because of that, he really reaped the benefits, didn't he, with a cracking podium. His first ever podium in ALR. Fantastic stuff from Young Lights. Brilliant stuff indeed there. From the Red Bull driver as a Ferrari is just coming out on track now. I think it's a FIFA Beefy who's going to be the first one to take part in this qualifying session then. As I quickly adjust myself, because let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors. And there is one thing you've noticed: there's no Red Bulls in the field here tonight, and that's a massive opportunity for someone to be on pole position for the first time in ALR. So we're guaranteed a new pole sitter. Fantastic, isn't it? Not from a Glock's point of view, because the man who's got a 41-point lead over the rest of the field at the moment. As we're just on board FIFA Beefy, then we've got 18 minutes in this first qualifying session. Then, as we're trying to remove 2 drivers of 16th and 17th. Those are the drivers that will be knocked out of Q1 before going into Q2. Of course, we are a couple of minutes late. I apologise about that. I was enjoying my chicken wrap. So, yeah, so I feel full of beans tonight, as I also had some beans for lunch as well. And, as I hope these drivers are full of beans as well, and I think FIFA is, definitely. And he's got, he is looking very, very interesting, isn't he? As he comes around turn 12, very clear, sticking to the floor absolutely fantastically around turn 12. I'm loving that. That's definitely what you need around here, is a car planted for sure, and definitely that's what FIFA Beefy's got. In the Drivers' Championship, let's take a quick look then. As we mentioned before, Glock, the only man in the 100, over the 100-point mark in this already after just 6 races. Incredible, wasn't it? But tonight, he might not extend his advantage tonight, because currently he's not in the session, is he, the championship leader? And that is that is incredible. As I mentioned before, it's all open now. As we're just watching FIFA Beefy there break down into turn 1, flying it in there brilliantly well there. Getting the tail, was getting very happy there, wasn't it? Of course, I said he was planted in turn 12. He wasn't planted in turn 2. Was he? Before coming into the Brundle turn. Look at the shadows there. Very difficult to judge your braking point, is it, around turn 3. Let's take a look at the as I've been trying to go through for the past 5 minutes. Let's take a look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship, shall we? Glock is top of the table there by 41 points at the moment. He's had 4 Grand Slams and 7 races. That's the caliber of the man, isn't he? Glock is at the moment. Fantastic stuff. Faxland is second. Then Faxland, I think he was having troubles getting in the session there, Faxland. I can't see him in at the moment, and that might be a huge blow for the man who's second at the moment. F1 2019 is not here either, so the top 3 drivers are not in the session at the moment. And I gotta say, if the last couple of races go by, it's anyone's ball game to win this Australian Grand Prix. This is gonna be a fantastic race, isn't it? Car 36 of FIFA Beefy there, flinging into turn 13. Then YBR, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of YBR. I love his racing. It's brilliant. He's very defensive. He's very strong-armed, isn't he? In his defensive prowess, and also his overtaking prowess as well. YBR is 4th in the championship at the moment. 5th is Alhan, a brilliant driver from Alhan. Oh dear. And that's a Mercedes who's in the water quite early on, unfortunately. That is not good at all for LPE. And LPE is unfortunately going to be the first man to be knocked out of qualified. We're on board. Yes, it is in the dreaded turn 12 there. It's kind of, I think that's our wall of champions there, isn't it? Razor has gone fastest, but Fran has gone second fastest. And Ghost Recon third, FIFA 4th, and Double in 5th position. They're coming through thick and fast here. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Kingdom just about starts up, but he is, I think he's shaved a bit of his wing off there, hasn't he? Kingdom has. I think he's obviously found an aerodynamic advantage there, but unfortunately he's going to have a lot of understeer there, isn't he? Van Doorn on the soft tires there. He's just trying to better his time. We've also got Hunter there is just on the outlap moment. Here comes Forza. I gotta say that Forza is probably licking his lips today, isn't he? But he's second at the moment in the Renault. He is done a 22.5 there in the Renault. Good stuff indeed then. Hunter's just come around to complete his outlap, and he's going to go around again. Here's Van Doorn then out as well. Back to the championship. Alhan up 3 positions. Hunter dropped down 2. Forza dropped down a position. So did Lesnar. Droffer and Kingdom. It completes the top 10 then. We'll talk about the constructors in a minute because we've got another yellow flag out on track. It's an Alfa Romeo who's having some issues at the moment, isn't he? On board Van Doorn then coming across the line, and he goes full fast at the moment in the Mercedes. There's a Ferrari behind this as well. I think who's that? That's FIFA B for going for another attack then. And we've also got Double then. Double who's on an outlap at the moment, so we're keeping an eye on what Double's progress. We got V-Todd. We got a lot of cars there coming through the final couple of corners there. We're on board with one of them. It's the Toro Rosso. There's a Pink Panther coming up to the line now, and he has gone fast. It's a YBR, brilliant time there. 22 flat there. Here comes Droffer. He's on them. He's fastest at the moment. And good time there for Droffer. Here's the second Pink Panther in the background there as well. What does he do? I think he should start his lap then, so I was a bit premature there. The story of my life really. It's Hunter there coming up into turn 13 then, as he is on the final sector as well. 3 DRS zones around this Albert Park circuit. Fantastic track as well. Of course, debuted back in 1996 then, and back then of course it was a cracking race, wasn't it? We had both Williams there just dominating the proceedings there, didn't we? In 96 areas between Villeneuve and Hill. A brilliant race as well. Of course, Villeneuve would have won his debut race if it wasn't for some kind of engine leak, I think it was, on the Williams, which Hill's Williams was absolutely covered in oil by the end of the race, wasn't he? But it's still a Williams 1-2, and really it was a sign of things coming. A dominating season that was for the Williams team with Michael Schumacher. That was his first year in Ferrari, wasn't it? And it was a very tricky old year for Schumacher. Yeah, he still got 3 wins there, 3 wins there, so it just shows the calibre of the man, doesn't it? The 7-time world champion. Possibly the record might be beaten this year with Lewis Hamilton in 2020, possibly. And being a Hamilton fanboy, I am looking forward to this season, as it's looking very good for Mercedes as well. Serious Mushroom there, missing the apex there of turn 10 there, going very, very wide indeed. On board then with the Williams driver. He's on the hard compound tire at the moment. We've got 10 minutes to go. Yellow flags are fluttering around the circuit. 50, I love that shot there. 50.7 in the second sector then. As we've got our Renault there just cruising back to the pits, and oh my goodness me! Serious Mushroom there. He's got on the ground, so that's an unusual place to crash there, isn't it? And that is a big old smash there for Serious Mushroom there. He, I think he was just, I think he took his eyes off the ball, so to speak, didn't he? And unfortunately, he is in the wall. That's a massive and unusual place to crash there. That's a huge hit there, a huge hit there for the Williams there. And unfortunately, both LPE and Serious Mushroom are the 2 men that have been, unfortunately, have been knocked out of qualifiers. We've got a Renault there steaming out of the pits then. Now that was a Rockatoni, I think it was. Rockatoni hasn't raced, I think it was since the first race, was it? No, it wasn't. I apologise. Since the second race in China, then Rockatonian. So it's good to see the Irish run back on track and attacking well. Here comes Alhan then, car 19. And I do love Alhan's helmet design. It's a beautiful helmet design. So look at that, a bit of black and a bit of blue. Absolutely love it. As he's floating through turn 3 then as well. Let's go through the constructors, shall we? As it's taken me almost 10 minutes to go through the drivers and the constructors, which is standard stuff really in ALR. If you wanted some structure commentating, then this is definitely the place to be. As I'm all over the show. Alhan is looking much more tidy on the track than I am in the commentary box. Fantastic stuff from Alhan. In the constructors, then Red Bull, who have got no participants, so potentially their constructors lead might be, as Razor has just retired from the session. I think he should be safe there, as we've had 2 retirements already in this session. So as long as the guys get the time on the board, then they should be through there. On board with Alhan as well. It's coming into turn 13. Red Bull, well, to be honest, I think they Haas needs maximum scoring of Alhan, and if Faxland gets it as well, they need a 1-2 really for them to overhaul Red Bull. That's their advantage at the moment. It's an incredible advantage, isn't it, from the Red Bull team. Haas in second, Mercedes in third. Toro also big movers. They've moved up to 4th last time. Renault Racing Point and Alhan 11th fast at the moment. Then as Rockatoni there just becoming cutting the grass there a bit then for the Australians. We've got a debut on today, and this is going to get very confusing for you guys and for me at home. We got a double as I'm seeing double as we have a double. We got 2 doubles in the Alfa Romeo, and unfortunately this double is gone red there, as he's got over the track limits then. Yeah, but the making his debut tonight is 0-0. Hunter's retired from the session, but I think he's in the pits then, so he's all happy and he's all good then. King's Home now has got all his bits now pointed in the right direction there in the Williams. Well, I suppose it's an old school Williams. Well, I kind of got the colour right. No, I got it wrong completely, haven't I? King's Home there is just coming through the final turn there, right on the money. King's Home is. Let's see what he can do. His teammate is fast at the moment. Is he going to move up there? He's at 6th fast at the moment. King's Home is. Good stuff indeed then. Rockatoni is on track as well. It's good to see Rockatoni out there. It's great to see Rockatoni back in the car. I love it. It's lovely done as well. And he's done a 49.4. That's an interesting time there from Rockatoni. He is right up. He's right on there, isn't he? Good stuff there from the Irishman then. We'll talk about Rockatoni's season in just a few moments. He's had 2 races, but he's had a very difficult first 2 races. Back to the constructors. Yeah, Rockatoni's team Renault is dropped down position. So is Racing Point, and so is McLaren. Yeah, snip and tuck there. It's 4 points separates those 3 teams. Incredible stuff, isn't it? Williams there is in 8th position. 9th position is Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo rounds out the top 10 in the constructors. And here comes Rockatoni. He is 7th fast in the end there in the Renault there. Here's double there. Double was having his 0-0. It was I think we caught him there, but on there. He was getting a bit squirrely there, wasn't he? He's I'm not sure what's going on with Double at the moment. He's struggling to he's showing the steering wheel there, isn't he? As we're on board then with Double, and we got our first comment of the night. Then I thought you guys didn't like me anymore. Well, yeah, I don't think you like me anyway, but to be honest, beggars can't be choosers, so to speak, can they? I'm the only one available to talk rubbish on a Monday night. Then Double then coming down into turn 15. Then it's Serious Mushroom saying my car didn't like the grass apparently. It was a big old smash there, was it, coming to turn 13 there for Serious Mushroom. And you could say that was a serious incident, can you? Here to the pits comes Double now, dropping down 60 kilometers now. This is the new Double, and there's 2 doubles in the Alfa Romeo. I've got to say, I get confused quite easily where the name's completely different. Rockatoni's retired from the session now. Double needs to get a time on the board. He just needs to get a time on the board, Double, and he should. I think Rockatoni's in the wall. He's in the wall there for the Renault team, and I thought Rockatoni just retired from the session. That's a huge blow for Rockatoni. Oh no! So the Irishman then is out of qualifying already. Then, so yes, even though unfortunately in the new rules of Formula 1 there, and Rockatoni has left the session there, and I think that's a bit of rage there for Rockatoni, but. Well, look at that. That's a huge amount of damage for the Irishman. Rockatoni out of qualifying, out of the qualifying session. And I think he's out of the session completely there. So that's a shame there for Rockatoni. Really is. I was just saying that in the opening start to the season, he's had 2 DNFs in his first 2 races. Well, unfortunately, he's going to get a DNS if he don't come back in the session there. So that's a shame there for Rockatoni. And, wow. That's a huge development then. We have lost Rockatoni. We have lost Serious Mushroom and LPE then. As Darren said, he feels his pain then. I've got to say it's a brutal corner, isn't it, that turn 12. Turn 5 and turn 12 are very corners that really just... Let's go 3 kilometers retired from the session. And just taking a look to see what's going on in turn 12. Turn 12 is completely empty there. As soon as you see a yellow flag around here, you kind of got to assume that it's in turn 12, isn't it? That's a very slippery corner. I think every single track on the calendar there is one corner or one or two corners that really likes to spit you out, doesn't it? And spit you out and really throw you into a crumple heap there. Turn 12 on Australia. It's also next week in Bahrain. It's also turn 12 once again then. And once the off those sawtooth curbs, don't you? Rattens the fillings in your teeth, as Martin Brundle used to say. But it might also rattle your head as well if you had a big old shunt there into the barrier, into the Armco. Just on board there with Double, as he is just trying to put another time in as well. So we have lost that. LP is out of qualifying, and you have to get back to the pits. If you don't get back to the pits under your own steam, you are out of qualifying. So if you damage the car, terminally, then that is it. You're done. You're finito. That is done. And so yeah, it's not like the good old days. If anyone remembers the Japanese Grand Prix '99, where Irvine had a big old smash there in the I think it was the Dunlop hairpin, wasn't it? It was a weird old smash that was, wasn't it, from Eddie Irvine? Of course, when he was battling with the championship of Hack then in the season finale in '99. But yeah, he just ran back to the T car, didn't he? And I think he salvaged his qualifying and moved up into I can't remember if he finished. I think he qualified 5th in the end, didn't he? He finished 3rd in the race, but I'm sure he qualified 5th. So he salvaged the qualifying because he was on the back foot up to that point, wasn't he? These days, LP, Cirrus Mushroom, and Rocket Tony don't have a T car to jump into and go around again, unfortunately. So that is it. So of course it's a bit brutal these days in Formula 1 these days. It's all about the cost cap, about cutting costs and stuff, which cost cap is actually coming in next season, isn't it? Whether that works or not, I do not know. It'd be interesting to see there. I would like, of course, I think they was trying to implement the cost cap back in 2010 as well. It's Double, getting very close there. 000, I mean, is getting very close there to the curve there. Don't get on the grass there, because you might end up like Cirrus Mushroom in the Armco there. Double there is just coming 000. I mean, he's just coming to 9 and 10 now. At the moment, he is in the drop zone as well. So we don't want to lose 4 cars in this session. If Double just needs to get a time on the board, and he should be through. With Cirrus Mushroom and Alpine not setting times at all, unfortunately. Flying through turn 11, then we're on board of it now. Then taking just a bit of the curve, not too much there from Double. Now cut it to turn 13, then breaking down into 4th gear. Just under 100 miles an hour there. He was tickling the 90 mile an hour limit there, wasn't he? Look at the sun in his eyes then as he drops down once again in the slowest corner on the circuit. Just 50 miles an hour before into the final turn 16 then. And away he goes at yellow flag. What is we've got an Alfa Romeo on track as well. Double goes fast. It's an incredible time now from the debutant. Wow, he's from the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't he? Double has the car 90 in the Alfa Romeo, of course, standing in for Asdog tonight. He's just flown up the timesheets there. I know, I gotta say, he's really made me set up and take notes. Fantastic top there from Double 000. I mean, brilliant stuff. A minute and a half to go. As also Cirrus Mushroom saying, I'm seeing double. I'm seeing double as well. It's going to be we got one double at the front, one double at the back at the moment then. The 2 Alfa Romeos are basically sandwiching the grid then. Both doubles are sandwiching the grid. Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult session, isn't it? As everyone knows by now, we're on round 7 of ALR Silver. I absolutely butcher people's names, so I do apologise in advance. It's just I struggle to read. FIFA there coming down into turn 13 then as well. As you can see then, this is a semi-permanent track. This is around Albert Park, isn't it? Of course, I think it's just some park roads when it's not being raced around here in beautiful March. Even though we're not in March just yet, Ari. We are in what were we? We're in February. Yes, we are in February. As here comes FIFA there coming out to the line. Then he's putting some mileage on these tires, isn't he? Really putting the soft rubber through their pace then as well. Then so he's on his full flop. Then we got Fran there, of course, made his debut last week in Hungary. That's it. How can I forget Hungary? It's my favourite subject because I'm always hungry. But yeah, Fran there, of course, made his debut in Hungary. I gotta say, he did a very good job. Fran did actually, didn't he? He did on his debut there. I think he did a very good job there, Fran did, and he's once again there in the racing point. I gotta say, it's very Felipe Massa kind of esque back in 2002. Very active on that steering wheel there from Fran. As I think you can see, he's very lively. Of course, some drivers have a lot of different styles, don't they? We have Jensen Button, Mr. Smooth, don't we? We have Hamilton very much attacking the wheel there. And of course, I think we have I think it was Jacques Villeneuve, wasn't it? It was very animated on the steering wheel. We have Lance Shaw is very similar as well. I think it's just a Canadian thing, isn't it? Really? I'm not sure then. As Droffer just says, unlucky mushroom. I wasn't paying, as Sarah's Russian say, I wasn't paying attention. My own fault then. Yeah, I said it was the usual place where you crashed there, but yeah, it did look like, I think it looked like Serious Mushroom just probably looked down possibly, and as that into pits there comes Fran then, FIFA Beefy. I'm all in the tears here tonight. Here comes Double. This is a double cream cat. This is car 97, and both in the Alfa Romeos. To be honest, I think that I think Nosey, who does select where the drivers go for the reserves, have done this on purpose, really, hasn't he? I think he obviously fancies a laugh on his Monday. Into pits comes Double. Remember, there used to be a chicane coming into the pit lane, didn't it? I say used to be, that was about 18 years ago. There used to be a chicane outside the cars down. Of course, they removed all that, and I think they now got V8 garage, the V8 supercar garages around that area now, haven't they? As Fran there is just on and out lap at the moment, and he is just coming in the pits then. So I gotta say, we haven't really spoke much about the times, but at the moment 00 is fantastic at the moment, isn't he? Brilliant stuff there from 00. Brilliant stuff indeed. Droffer is second, right up on the money as well. Hunter in third with VTOD in fourth. I gotta say, VTOD is a fantastic qualifier. Can he get some decent points in the race then? I would say that VTOD has got 11 points, only 11 points in the championship, but I gotta say that his qualifying performance from Monaco onwards has been fantastic, hasn't he? I think he's been a bit unlucky with the races, hasn't he? So if he can get the strategy right, and if everything goes to plan, and I think VTOL is definitely very much on the money, isn't he? And talking of VTOL, he just goes up into third position there in the McLaren then. So that's the end of qualifying then. We have lost 3 cars in this session. Unfortunately, we have lost one permanently in Rockatoni as he didn't make it past Q1, unfortunately then. We are now getting ready for Q2 in just a few moments then, as we're watching Fran there just coming into the pits. VTOD there flying through turn 5. But got to say that McLaren stuck to the floor absolutely beautifully, isn't it? Before descending down into turn 6. And away we go. And whilst we got a bit of a lull then, let's just take a look at some of the stats this season. Of course, as we mentioned before, with Glock not in the race, not in this qualifying session, we are guaranteed a new pole sitter then in ALR Silver. Fantastic stuff as well, because Glock has got 6 for 6 in terms of race wins. He's got 5 for 6 in terms of Grand Slams. He's got 4 for 6. He's been absolutely incredible, hasn't he? Remember, ALR Gold has been going for 3 seasons now, hasn't it? And we only just Jonathan only just broke the pole position record, which was set by Joachim back in season 1, isn't it? But so 3 seasons in and round at 6 that was broken. So yeah, Glock is really setting some high standards in the early development of ALR Silver. Unfortunately, we're just taking a look at the 3 drivers that have been knocked out of qualifying 1, and they are LP and Serious Mushroom, no time, and then Rocket Tony smashed the car to bits there in turn number 12, and unfortunately is called it a day and is out of the session already. Hopefully he'll come back in, because I think 15th edition is not the worst place to start in the world, is it? I mean, last was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? As I quickly get rid of all the notifications on my phone. No, we'll be away from now, because yeah, gosh, I feel so popular on a Monday and Sunday. It's the only other time I do feel popular, for obvious reasons, isn't it? We're now in the Q2 then. We got to lose, well, I say we've only got to lose 4 cars. We've got to lose 4 cars in this session. Who are going to be the 4 men that's going to have to do the walk of shame then in the next 15 minutes or so then? In this second qualifying session, this is where the strategy comes into play now then. Remember last night, in terms of the strategy calls and things like that, I got to say, it was incredible, wasn't it? The medium tire to the soft was possibly probably the better, well, I would say the better strategy. If you keep the softs in the window, look at them all fall out of the pits then, and that forced India there, deja vu there for Fran there. He wanted to rewind. I didn't think you do that on multiplayer. Fantastic. Fran there got some special ability there, doesn't he? He decides to do a rewind if things don't go his way, but as he comes out of the pits, they don't go with that white line there. So we don't really talk much about the white line, do we? Of course, if you go with the white line, then it's in the real world of Formula 1, of course, that is a drive-through penalty for an unsafe driving there, isn't it? In the race world, I think it's only like a 3-second penalty or something like that, but it's not often a factor there, so I think it'd be more factors somewhere around Singapore. It's so narrow, isn't it, to come on the pits there in Singapore. It's I gotta say, it can be very harsh. I think Rosberg overshot it in 2009, didn't he? He overshot that in Singapore and really compromised his race there, didn't he? As I'm just trying to find the leader. There he is. It's Ghost Recon in the Williams zone. He had a fantastic race last time as well, didn't he? Ghost Recon. He got 8 points there to his name last time out. Ghost Recon. He was really in the thick of it, wasn't he, for the Williams there? Team Williams got two very good drivers in the terms of Serious Worship and Ghost Recon. So far, I've accumulated some quite nice points for the constructors. 36 in total for the Williams team, and they have scored in every single race so far. Williams had, so a fantastic achievement for the Williams team. Not just showing the consistency will definitely pay off, Ben, in this season. I don't know why I went really high there. I don't know. I think I just got excited to see Ghost have a go, a lap around Australia, and he is the man who is going to have the honour, the privilege of taking us around Albert Park. Got a yellow flag in a free. I think it is. Don't worry about that. Ghost Recon in turn 1 and 2. That's where he could blow you up completely. Just going out of turn 1 and 2. Cut the corner. Shortcut. Go wide. Invalidated for track extension. Coming into the Brundle turn as well. Then, of course, it's called the Brundle turn, where Martin Brundle decided to take flying lessons over the back of Johnny Herbert back in '96. Flying through turn 5 as well. The car can get very light on the rear. Ghost Recon has got that. He's got his rear planted, doesn't he? Into turn 6, and of course, a bit of the shadow that really does really can disturb your braking point, can it? Coming up then into turn 9 and 10, and there used to be a horrible bump around here. Then they've smoothed that out over the years, haven't they? They've made it a bit easier for the drivers, isn't there? As they're babysitting on this beautiful smooth carpet of tarmac, aren't they? 11 and 12, and this is the best part of the track, I think. That 11 there, how committed is he? Wow, look at that! That's incredible car control from Ghost Recon there. He kept his foot planted, and my goodness me, that's a good job as well, because I think of a break there, and I think he would have got the wall there. Into turn 13 now, then a 90-degree right-hander, and now 14 there, slightly quicker than 13 there. Back end trying to step out, trying to overtake the front, then the slowest corner on the circuit, 53 miles an hour before accelerating away into turn 16. Then again a bit of oversteer. Ghost Recon out an oversteering car on this lap. He comes onto the line on the medium tyre, and that's 007 there. He's licensed to Frio for Ghost. Brilliant stuff there in the Williams there. Fantastic stuff. YBR has gone second there. He's on the hard tyre. YBR, interesting stuff indeed then. We're just waiting to see who else comes across the line, and it is one of the Toro Rossos. It's Kingdom, and Kingdom has gone fast at the moment. Droffer has only got that third fast moment. We've got both Ferraris of Razor is on pole position. No, he ain't. He's fast at the moment. Pole position comes like FIFA Beefy 21.9 there. Oh, as we then got VTOL there in 5th position, but we then got an Alfa Romeo there just starting us up in the background as well. Then as they're coming through thick and fast mode, brilliant stuff indeed. Fran just started us up then. Alhad also started us up as well. Hunter is coming up to the line now. He's on the hard tyre, Hunter is. He's a specialist with the hard tyres, isn't he, Hunter? And I think he does like to start on the hard tyre every now and again. And going into turn 1 then. Excuse me, I got a bit of trap wind there, and I think that's too much information for some of you, isn't it, out there? Here it comes, and here's our new debutant, 000. And we talk about license to thrill there for Ghost there. He had 007. Well, this is the original 00 agent, isn't it? So he's coming down then into turn number 9 now. Car 90 of the Alfa Romeo. He was top of the in his first qualifier session in ALR. He topped it, didn't he? That was just a minute ago. Fantastic stuff there from 00. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Coming up into turn 11 and 12, we've got yellow flags as in around the sector 2 area. The double there just keeping on there. I've got to say, Rome was on board Ghost there. I thought he was going to be the wall there. He had absolutely brilliant bit of car control there. We've got a car in front of us. Oh, and a double there. I gotta say, he's very lively on the steering wheel, isn't he? He's a bit like Fran, really, isn't he? He likes an aggressive bit of steering input there, isn't he? As I said, Felipe Massa-esque from 2002. Remember when he first started with the Sauber team? Very lefty righty, wasn't he? Double coming to the line now in the Alpha. He goes 6 faster than 00. I mean, and we got Alhan in the background, and it was that yellow flag though, wasn't it? All right, Alhan coming into the line, and he goes 10 faster than Alhan. On the hard tire, nonetheless so. And we got a traffic jam in the Ferrari pit then, as They're just wheeling back in. Razor and Beefy, who are both top of the timesheets at the moment. Can they stay there? Van Dorn and a Double Cream Cat at the moment hasn't come out of the pits then. Fran is up into a brilliant third position at the moment. Fantastic stuff from the Razor point then. Double O is just on that at the moment. What about V-Todd? The V-Todd is 14 seconds down, so I think he's had enough. Here comes Alhan as well, who is also on an in-lap then. I don't think the hard tires is going to get these guys through then. We've got a mixture of strategy out there. Remember, if you get into the top 10, I repeat this every week, and I'm sure you guys get completely bored of it, but I'm hoping that we do have new fans all the time, and hopefully they stick with us and not hear about this Forrester just rambling on about all sorts of stuff, all sorts of random bits and bobs, and hopefully they stick with us. But yeah, in terms of the rules for qualifying too, if you get into the top 10, you must start on that exact tyre which you set that fastest time on, and of course then it has to be that exact tyre, not just the same compound but the exact tyre. And that McLaren of V-Todd is not in any it's definitely a bit of a rush there to get back to the pits there, isn't he? So he's just flying into the he's just coming into the pits now then. Outlap for Double Cream Cat then in the second half from here. V-Todd is going around again then. We're on board then with V-Todd and DRS today. Well, there's 3 DRS zones around here on this back straight here, or on the start finish straight. V-Todd is now going up to full fastest. This man is an expert qualifier, isn't he? Jarno Trulli-esque, isn't he? V-Todd is fantastic pace over one lap. Brilliant stuff indeed. That double on track then. Then we've got Van Dorn as well. So Double Cream Cat and Van Dorn there mirroring each other, aren't they? Oh, a double there going off the track there. I think got distracted on the steering wheel there, and he's let Van Dorn through, and Van Dorn there is on his way. Remember, this is just outlaps at the moment then. And of course, then I'd say outlaps and in-laps in Formula 1 is it's a bit boring, this, isn't it? But I got to say, outlaps and in-laps is probably very key, isn't it? In terms of getting the car in absolutely pristine condition for a fast lap, isn't it? You can't just go out and drive the thing. You've got to put it into put in the right window, don't you? That is in terms of tire temperatures, in terms of the earth, in terms of the fuel flow. You need it all at max there as well. But I think it was Daniel Murphy that told me, actually, of course, ALR Gold driver. Hopefully he's feeling better today after he had a bit of the sniffles last night. But yeah, of course, he was telling me about I was just here Wigan, really, as he don't talk to me. Don't talk to me when I work, so I don't think he likes me. Anyway, enough about that and my poor friendship with Dan. As we're on board, Van Dorn going into turn 1. He was saying about the engine, of course, and the engine can overheat, can it? Which is, I would say, that's a fascinating thing, isn't it? I didn't even think about the engine overheating, really. It's incredible, isn't it? So you can't just stick along to max and just go for it. You have to make sure you look after the engine, isn't it? That is completely blown my mind, to be honest. I was a bit like, wow, that's amazing. And Van Dorn there, he's ricocheted off the wall, and how is his wheel still pointing in the right direction there? Van Dorn, I gotta say, he's the luckiest. He's the luckiest cat on the grid there. Talking of cat, here comes Double Cream Cat flying through the vicinity now. Brilliant. I gotta say that they make him strong in Brackley, don't they? But Van Dorn has got 6 minutes there. Is he parked up? Is he out of the race? Out of qualifying. No, he isn't. He's just trying to get himself back on track. But I gotta say that Mercedes is built like a brick wall. Really good stuff indeed there, isn't it, for the Mercedes? I don't know how he didn't rip off the corner there. He's just trying to get himself going and getting there on board there with Double. He's invalidated his time, Double Outside. I think he's spinning it. Oh, he's caught it. He's caught it. Good stuff from Double. Wow, there's been a bit of cloud cover overhead here in Australia. He's parked it, but he's okay again. Yeah, there's a bit of cloud cover overhead. Van Dorn should have enough to come in and come back up. He's retired from the session now. There must have been more damage than what we've seen on the TV screen now. Unfortunately, Kingdom is just under a 10th up on his previous best set. Yeah, so Van Dorn must have had more damage than what we've seen on the visual eye there. So that's a shame there for Van Dorn, but really is there, and he is the first victim of this qualifying session. We've got a lot of guys on the medium tire now. Kingdom is one of them. We're on board. Kingdom coming through the final corner now, as Sirius was saying, you lucky so-and-so. Kingdom goes full fast. I think that's in reference to the to Van Dorn, even though Van Dorn's out of the race now, out of qualify now. But my goodness me, how did that look at the cloud cover overhead? We'll talk about that in a minute though. But yeah, how did that Mercedes stay? He ricocheted off the right wall, then the left wall, and then before he came to rest just on the outside of the track there, of course Schumacher had a big old smash there in 2001, didn't he? free practice 3, I think it was. It was no, sorry, free practice 2. It was a vault. It was a scary smash there for Schumacher to start off his start defence, and it gave us McLaren fans a bit of force hope, really, as it was a miserable old season for the for the McLaren team, wasn't it? Even though I would say that's probably Coulthard in terms of statistics was probably his best season, wasn't it, to date? Well, best season of his career, though, wasn't it, in 2001? Of course, he had that epic overtake on Schumacher in Brazil, didn't he? And once again, I'm talking about the history. I should be talking about it here and now. Ghost Recon's left the session, and hopefully Ghost comes back in. Razor has completely missed turn 13 there. He's got over the gravel there as oh dear. So yeah, I'm not sure. This cloud cover is really. I'm not. Is the track there? Is the track temperature just falling off? It's probably dropping, isn't it? And I wonder if it's catching these drivers out. Possibly. Double is on the opening stint there to his lap. Then we've got a lot of outlaps. Oh, and he's spun as well. I think it's the temperatures have really. It's dipping, isn't it? We got a lot, and once again, they're 0-0 there. Razor's retired from the session there. Ghost Recon is back in the session. My goodness me, you guys keep me on my toes in this qualifying session. Fantastic stuff. As when the clouds have come over, I figure the track temperature has dipped, and I'm wondering if it's caught a lot of these drivers out, and I reckon the medium tires might be starting to get up to temperature all of a sudden then. Well, this is interesting indeed then. Here's Droffer. Droffer is at 100th of a second in front of his personal best, and he's on the second split now then, and here he is in the Toro Rosso, and he was right on the money in Q1. Can he get himself in the money in Q2? At the moment he's on the cusp, but he's at a 23.0. I think 23s is not safe at all. I'm reckoning probably mid-22s would be safe then. That's a finger in the air kind of guess. He's 500 of a second up in the second time, but he didn't validate his time there. And I thought he was going off in the scene, the accident there. LPE is there for session as well. There's a lot of people leaving the session here tonight, isn't there? I'm wondering. I wonder if I might be going out to get a. I don't know actually. I don't know. Yeah, I'm confused. It doesn't take a lot for me to be confused. They're on board with Hunter then. I'm wondering. Talking of cloud cover, you can see we had a bit of sunshine. There it is, just trying to glance through the clouds here, isn't it? But I wonder if we're going to have a bit of rain now. Of course, some drivers usually do throw their usually do tell me about the weather forecast. But on this day, Ghost Recon has retired from the session. And there's two cars on. Alhan is in trouble as well. I think Ghost and Alhan have come together. That might be Alhan out qualifying. Has he damaged the car? He has damaged the car in the Haas. Then Ghost in. I'm not sure if they've come together or what, but they seem to be on the same facility of track there. Double is retired from the session as well. 0-0's retired from the session as well. This is an action-packed qualifying. Faxan is in the session then. Faxan, of course, he'll be he's at the moment second at the moment, and he is in the session as well. Whilst his teammate is on a bit of a bit of bad luck there. Hunter there is on the. We've been trying to watch Hunter's time then, but it's been I got to say I've been flicking backwards and forwards on this lap there for Hunter. Hunter is in the drop zone moment. Alhan's in the drop zone as well. So is Double Cream Cat then, and this is very much getting very it's going to get very interesting indeed. Then Ghost might be out qualifying now, unfortunately. Well, I think he's out qualifying anyway because he's damaged the car. Can't go back in to the pits there from there. Hunter comes up the line. He is fifth fastest. Ghost is now on the cusp. Droffer is out of qualifying. Alhan might be out of qualifying as well. I think he is out of qualifying. So it's going between Double and Ghost. Who is going to get through into the top 10? Droffer is out of the pits now. I reckon I might be out of sync there because that's 50 seconds to get round. Unless he does an almighty outlap. Excuse me. And this time I'm not eating. Double then coming out of turn 10 then. And let's see what I can do. Double is on the 4 beans there. He's on the soft compound tire. Let's see what Double Cream Cat can do. He is in the second section now. He hasn't set a time yet, so he can't have a benchmark. And I've got to say that's very good indeed. I've got to say, give the suspension a bit of a good old workout on those curves on the outside there. Dropping down then into fourth gear. Third gear for Double then before accelerates away. Go on the loud pedal. The not so loud pedal these days with the V6 turbo hybrid. Now into turn 15, then drop it down the slowest corner in the circuit there. 52 miles an hour right sitting there. That was the slowest. They're going to go around here. Final corner for Double, and he is aiming for 23.007. He stopped at it, but he has enough time to go for it again if he can. Droffer is I think it's not going to get out there, unfortunately. As Hunter there is just slowing down as well. It's Double there. Double's going for it again. Faxan's after session then as those are just watching serious much saying drive from what I was seeing, and the race is dry as well. So yeah, maybe this cloud cover is just it's just a bit of a curveball out there. We've also got Ghost saying what is he doing? and I think that's in reference to the Haas and himself coming together of Alhan there. Is we didn't see it on screen there, we're just in a Haas recovering there, and yeah, it didn't look very pretty from what we see on the track map. So yeah, that's not looking good at all. And unfortunately, that's Rob Ghost. He's in the top 10. He will start 10th position, but unfortunately, unable to capitalise on that, is he? Which is a big shame there for Ghost, isn't it? Really, getting through the queue. We got McLaren there. I thought he was stopping actually on the on the back straight there. Of course, we have had crashes around there, haven't we? Of course, if anyone remembers Cup 99, where Jacques Villeneuve had a rear wing failure, didn't he, in the BAR? Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, we had a lot of rear wing failures, didn't we? Remember, the Sauber team had to withdraw from 2000 Brazil as both Salo and Diniz was suffering rear wing failures, weren't they? I think it was rear wing failures. It was scary to watch, wasn't it? From the Sauber team doubles in the pit said, and that is the end of qualifying 2 then. So double then is unfortunately not able to go through. So we have lost Van Dorn, who I gotta say, like that Mercedes is looking strong in the race, literally and figuratively, because he ricocheted off 2 barriers and all 4 wheels were still on the car. Incredible stuff. Double cream cat out qualified, Alhan out qualified as well after his coming together with Ghost, and Droffer out of the qualified as well, which I think that's a bit of a surprise really. I'm wondering if he got caught out slightly there with the timings, possibly. So that is the end of qualifying 2 then, and we're going to go into qualifying 3 in just a few moments time then. So our lucky 10 drivers then are, well, Droffer is just finishing his lap then, as I think he just had one more lap there just to eke out to see what more he can learn going into the race as well then. And of course, every lap counts, doesn't it? Of course, that lap could make or break your event there. So, which is actually not an exaggeration at all, is it? Every lap you do learn something new. So, yeah, you cannot sneeze at that, can you? And so we're just waiting for the final classification to come up. Hopefully, we've got to say I'm a bit envious of the surroundings here in Albert Park. Apart from that really murky sky there, and you can see the Melbourne city in the background there. Fantastic, isn't there? Really lovely. Really look at that lovely lake there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then as P11 is a second pole for Droffers. Yeah, as now we're into Q3 then. Right then, so we're in Q3. We've only got 9 cars in Q3, unfortunately. After Ghost's untimely exit there, which was a bit of a shame really, wasn't it? So we're down to 9 cars, and I gotta say, I need to be more excited about this, because this is gonna be the first time we're gonna have a different pole sitter for ALR Silver with Glock gone AWOL. I'm thinking who's going to step up and take this. Faxand, remember, and F1 2019, the other 2 guys in the top 3 are not in this qualifying session either. And so I gotta say, is anyone trying to take it? Who is going to get this pole position of their first career then? This is fantastic. We're on board with the Team Vitality Renault Sport Team, and that's a very rude Force India there, just sneaking out in front there. I think it's YBR there. YBR is never shy to get his elbows out in the pit lane or on track, is he? And they're just now all coming out there. Look at them all coming out then, as they want to get a timing early off the bat then, don't they? V Todd, I think it is, who's the furthest around. No, I tell a lie. It's the other McLaren of Hunter then. And he's just navigating through the car park, which is a car park for the rest of the year, unless it's a one lovely sunny afternoon in February or in March. Then of course it'd be March in a couple of weeks' time when the real world of Formula 1 gets going. And we're here tonight on February the 24th. 2020. I can't believe I'm still saying 2020. Blimey, isn't it? Scary, isn't it? But yeah, February the 24th, and we are racing around Albert Park for round 7 of ALR Silver. Who is going to get pole position? We're going to have a first timer here tonight. A first timer on pole position at ALR. Then who is it going to be? Who is going to grab the gauntlet? And Hunter there is just. There's 3 DRS zones around here. I feel I've been trying to say this through all the other qualified sessions, but never got around to actually making my point, which is the story of my life, really. But there's 3 DRS zones around here, of course, on the start, finish straight, and then there's also one in turn 2 and 3, and in between turn 12 and 13. So 3 DRS zones around here, and I think it's become more of a common factor, isn't it, in Formula 1 races where they have 3 DRS zones on the track. Is that Mexico also have 3 DRS zones as well? I wonder if they've patched that in now. They didn't patch it in last time it was in Mexico, did they? Had to flying it into turn 1. Ooh, taking a bit of the grass with me. Fantastic stuff there from Hunter. as he comes over the curb there, up into turn 3 now. I mentioned about Martin Brundle there getting a big old shunt there in 96 there. Of course, Raul Schum. Oh, Todd is gone! And what is going on there? And it's we're just on board Razor. Todd then, I think I'll put the curse, I'll put the kibosh on him. Oh, he's done a Bottas! He's in the wall! He's in the wall! And that is a big shame there for Todd. We're down to 8 cars then for this qualifying session. Todd then is out of qualifying. What a shame now for Todd then. I feel we've been robbed there from the McLaren driver. So the best he's going to start is second, but I don't think that unless we have a very unusual qualifying like in Monza last season, then I have a feeling that he will not be starting second. The highest, if he's lucky, he might get into 7th or 8th position. Faxon is back in the session, and Hunter is, look at that. I think I see the fuel. There it is, the fuel lights flashed. He is almost as light off ever. Hunter as he flies into turn 14 there as well. Lovely shot there. We've got a bit of sunshine bursting through the clouds then. Hunter coming out turn 15 then. This is the last corner. What is he going to do then? Here we go. He's coming to the line. And it is provisional pole position by a 21.2. Oh, not Mystic Meg. He is the first one to set a time. Here comes Forza. He is up to the line. He is second fast at the moment. And Forza says we have got I think it's a Pink Panther, is it? It is. It's YBR. He is third fast. We got a Ferrari in the back as well. It's FIFA Beefy in third position. Car 36. His teammate Razor is coming up to the line as well. Razor has had a very good couple of races. He's really starting to build, isn't he? Fantastic stuff. And Fran is going to have to go around again next. It's Valdez time. 00 is in the pits at the moment, just chilling out, and King's is also in Valdez time as well. So Fran there is we're on board Fran there at the moment, and it is only a second race then. Looking very much in the mix, isn't he? The racing point. We've got 2 racing points up there. We've got 2 Ferraris. We used to have 2 McLarens as well, didn't we? So gotta say these teams there need to are doing a fantastic job tonight. And of course, can they eat into Red Bull's huge advantage there? 26.9 then for Fran in the first sector there, and I've got to say I've actually got his name right. It's taken me almost 2 hours of racing last week to finally get his name right. So I was calling him Frank last week, which is completely not his name. I don't even know where I got it from. I think I just kind of like looked to the side a bit quick and I just said Frank there, missed the S there. But anyway, Fran there is the correct name, and he is on a lap at the moment there, 49.2 in the second sector. Oh, that is inch perfect there from Fran. That is fantastic. Beautifully judged there from Fran before coming up into the 90-degree right-hander. We've got another 90-degree coming up there, but this one's slightly faster. Is he carrying speed then? Oh, he's tickling the throttle there beautifully well then. And now into turn number 15, then accelerates away. And let's see what he can do then. This is the final corner. DRS available. He's run out deployment, Fran. But what's his target time? He is in the 22s. He's in the 22s freaks there for Fran. And we got once again there the Ferrari team there. I think they need a bit more space in the garage there. Ferrari does. Well, we're halfway through Q3, and let's take stock then. Hunter is the man on pole position as it stands about. He's got a 4/10 of a second deficit. Remember, this man won this race back 3 years ago, didn't it? When Gold or an ALR had this first ever race 3 seasons ago. Gosh, time flies when you're on foot, doesn't it? So can Hunter there? Yeah, I think he had a pole position that season as well, didn't he? In Canada in the wet weather conditions there. So Hunter that's a safety car going on track out there up in the corner, right? So yeah, the safety car is really interested in getting going there. I'm sure it's in the safety car go. Well, am I just imagining things there? Possibly, who knows that? But Bernd Mailander obviously wants to be the 10th car out there, doesn't he? As well, we'll find out in a minute. And Fran there's just on the lap, but we've got King's who's out on track as well. Yeah, there is a safety car there. He's just in the background then. I gotta say, we've got a rogue safety car. I gotta say, that is actually quite scary. It's like watching Mr. X on Resident Evil, isn't it? Really, blimey. Look at him, flying through, isn't he? I gotta say, I don't know who's in that car. I don't think it's Bernd Mailander. If I was Fran, I'll get a move on as well. So I gotta say, whoa, that was very scary as well. If anyone ever seen the mod to Resident Evil 2 there, where Thomas the Tank is actually replaced by Mr. X, I think that's actually more scary as well. My gosh, I got to say, I'm a bit of a and we've got, I think we've frozen, have we? I'm not sure. Am I still live? I possibly am still alive. But we got a lovely shot here of King Zone's head here, but I think that's about it. And yeah, Darren is saying safety car gets Paul. Started 11th on the hard Saturday, but hopefully similar results over the Dropper. They just commented on that. And that safety car is rapid. I gotta say that's really tickled me, that has. Am I still alive? Oh gosh, I am still alive, and that's my horrible voice as well. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the Taskmaster and Nosey to I think Nosey's probably gone for a drink then as well. So I'm hoping that as I've been disconnected, and that is and that's a shame now, isn't it? Really, I think we had the road safety car come out, and I think Nosey red flagged the session as that was too dangerous. Nosey is the man of safety, isn't he? And of course, that safety car was quite rapid. Really, I think they need to be using that Mercedes AMG safety car, don't they? So it's as we're just getting ourselves sorted. Then I'll keep an eye on the chat there to keep you all up to date. Then Hunter was on pole position as it stands at the moment. Then we'll get is the session still going on? Am I just the only man that's been dropped out? Well, I feel very unhappy about that. Really am there. So obviously they don't want me in there. I've never been so insulted in my life. Gosh. Yeah, as I'm getting ready to spectate. Yep, I'm the only one that dropped out. I gotta say, Forest Incident and all that kind of jazz. So I'm coming back in the session there. Hunter is, I think, still on pole position, but that's just a finger in the air kind of guess. We're ready to get racing once again then. Yeah, I was the only one that dropped out then, so yeah, I think I might have to take my game out and have a bit of a blow. VTOD has retired from the session then. Well, so yes, we're back with this, everyone, as I have sorted myself out, thanks to Hunter and King's out for inviting me back in. I gotta say, I owe you guys a lot. In terms of money, I haven't got much, so it should just be my love. Fran there is on track at the moment there in a turn, just coming through turn 11, coming to turn for 11. I'm all over the show now, and I got to compose what's happening. That safety car has really just destroyed me, hasn't it? So as it stands at the moment, Hunter's on pole position for the first time in his ALR Silver career. He's been on pole position before in Canada. Forza is second there in the Renault team. He is yeah, so Forza is second at the moment. That's a fantastic front row there. I gotta say, I'm loving the fact that all these new guys are up there and really battling away. YBR has joined the session then. We got a lot of cars coming and going at the moment, haven't we? We got an all Ferrari second row then, haven't we? I think if Ferrari had that in Albert Park in a couple of weeks' time, they'll be loving that. But I think the FIFA and Razor are loving it at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Fran is in fifth position at the moment. He's doing a fantastic job as well. Hunter is back on track. We have got Fran there in fifth position. Fantastic. VTOD is down in sixth. And I said they'd be lucky to get 7th, 8th or 9th. Well, at the moment he's 6th. Fantastic. So we've got YBR 000, and we've also got King Zone, who's out on track at the moment then. And he's just he's on a lap then as he's flicking it through the oh, and going through the turn 12 there as well. Hunter has left the session there, and I'm not sure if there's a dodgy session going on here or what, but now we've got Ghost Recon leaving the session as well. There's all kinds of jazz going on here, isn't it? I don't mean the good jazz either. I mean the random kind of jazz, if there's anything such a thing. Razor 84. Oh, look at that, the tail's getting very happy there, isn't it? VTOD has left the session as well. Razor coming through the final session. Then we've got a minute to go in this session. Razor is gone purple at the final sector. King's always done for session. Well, this is appalling in terms of these guys trying to get a time in. Fran is 2 tenths of a second up. Where's that going to put him? I think that's not going to improve his position, but that definitely might improve his time. Now he's coming through the final turn now. Then where is Franco? The car down. He stole it. Oh my goodness me! He's done a DC line. He's onto the line now, and Fran is 4th position. That's a fantastic end to his lap there. And good 17. Hunter's back in session there, but I think it might be too late for Hunter. I think we've been robbed there of Hunter going for another lap there. And I'm wondering if Forza and FIFA going to really put a dampener on Hunter's day perhaps then. So yeah, Hunter ain't gonna be able to get on track. YBR is on an outlap, but he's a long way from home, isn't he? So it's big old smash there. That is FIFA having a smashing time in turn 3 of turn 2. I gotta say, I've been very concerned about turn 5 and turn 12. Maybe I should be concerned about turn 3. Bottas should have been more concerned about turn 3 in 2018. It's Beefy who's ripped off the front right corner of the car, and he is done, unfortunately. Is Razor going to go around again then? No, he's coming in the pits then. IBR has only got 10 seconds. This is going to be very close indeed. Razor's retired from the session as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it done? I think it is done. YBR is only going to be 5th today. I say only, that's a fantastic result, isn't it, for YBR? But yeah, I think that YBR, unfortunately, is not going to get another go. Fran is also coming out, so it's only Forza with Hunter not able to get a second goal then. Forza then is, what was his first section? So I wasn't looking, unfortunately, I was getting too excited. Now we're on board in the second part of the sector now then. Dropping down into 4th gear, look at that, he's tickling that front beautifully, wasn't he? They call him Mr. Tickle, coming out of turn 10 now then, not too close to the wall then, here he comes then, up into 11 and 12, whilst the second sector is a 10 for a second now, but he's purple, flying through. Hunter's left the centre, Forza's in the wall, he's in the wall, that's it, Hunter is on pole position then for the Australian Grand Prix, round number 7, and I'm hoping that these disconnections don't carry on all the way through to the race there, because we don't want to be robbed of this, do we? Kingdom's left the session as well then, but hopefully we can get something. Hopefully we can get some stability in this session in just a few moments' time then. So, but apart from that, Hunter is on pole position there, a fantastic pole position, his first pole position of ALR Silver, fantastic stuff indeed there from Hunter, really well done, that was a brilliant time indeed, wasn't it? And Nosy's left for session as well then, so Nosy's had enough, and if Nosy's had enough then I think that we might have to pack up and go home here, folks. No, definitely not, we will be getting ready for the race in just a few moments' time then, and hopefully we'll go from there then. Well, thank you. Well, I gotta say that qualifying session was probably one of the most eventful qualifying sessions you're ever going to see. I gotta say that safety car probably should have got pole position. My goodness me, I think it was going to do better than a 121. I think it was flying through. It would have done. I think it would have been the 118s or something. Lap record by Bert Mylander. My goodness me. Yeah, that safety car was rapid there, wasn't it? I think it'd been on Crash Team Racing, so it had a bit of nitro in it, or nitrous. I think nitro is the one where you have to stay away from it, doesn't it? Because that's instant explosion. I gotta say, I used to be quite good at Crash Bandicoot. As Knowles just confirmed, it will be a restart. So I'm just waiting for the invite, and we'll go from there. Excuse the blue screen there. I gotta say, I don't like the blue screen. But yeah, I'm just joining the second session now then. And we're going to get ready for the race. Don't worry, do I have to do qualified again? Well, I say don't worry. I think the only person that's probably worried about that would be Hunter, really. I think you guys would love to have another qualifying session. That's absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? And maybe we'll have another shot with, maybe we'll have another go with Bert Mylander at the wheel. I got to say, that safety car was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Stuff like that really tickles me, that really does. Anyway, yeah, we're just taking a look at the track layout, and then we'll be getting ready to go in just a few moments' time then. So we're just waiting for the drivers to come back in. And this is actually a perfect opportunity, just to have a deep breath and just celebrate Hunter's first ever pole position in ALR Silver. He's had a pole position in gold before, remember, in the mixed conditions in Canada, an absolutely fantastic qualifying session that was that day. And if anyone remembers Canada from season 1, it was very eventful. There was some good, there was the good, the bad, and the ugly, to put it mildly indeed, as we had, let's just say we had some shenanigans going on down the back street, unfortunately, which really which kind of set the scenery for the rest of the season. And it was a fantastic end to season 1 there, wasn't it? It was Nigel versus Hunter, wasn't it, to end that season. It was a brilliant season, wasn't it? Excuse me as I wet my whistle. And we'll be getting ready to go in just a few moments' time. Let me just make sure I'm in spectate. I've been guilty of that in the past, where I've not been in spectator, and I had to awkwardly talk about a formation lap, and I had no idea what I do on a formation lap, really, apart from brake, weave, brake and weave and accelerate. So yep, that is the skill level of me, and that's why I'm up here in the old commentary box as well. And as we're just now waiting for all the drivers out to come in, and we'll be getting ready to go. So apologies by the wait, guys. And I think this is a good opportunity actually, just to talk about the history of Australia, shall we? Of course, that Australia on the calendar for the first time back in '96. It took over from Adelaide. Adelaide, I've got to say, it was a fantastic circuit, wasn't it? If anyone ever bought the game Formula 1, which was released back in '96, but it was for the '95 season, It was a fantastic. I used to love that game just to drive Adelaide. It was a brilliant race, wasn't it? Brilliant track to drive to race on, and of course the last two races was a very unusual race, wasn't it? Of course the '94 showdown between Schumacher and Hill, where Schumacher came to blows with Hill. Make that as what you will, whether it's on purpose or by accident, but that was Schumacher's first championship way back in '94, and then a year later Hill did win it, but I think we only have, well, I think Hill won it by almost 2 laps. I think we only had like 6 finishers. It was a huge, remember that was 24 cars way back then, wasn't it? A huge retirement rate there in Adelaide. I think Morbidelli was on the podium as well. I quite like that fact because I watched it the other day, the Australian Grand Prix on YouTube. That was my favourite pastime, just watching classic races because, yeah, I like to think I'm a classic man. And then, of course, we went to Australia in '96. We just spoke about that. Of course, Williams there won 2. Absolutely incredible stuff, wasn't it? '97, of course, was famous for Jacques Villeneuve. Was absolutely dominating the field, wasn't it? It was also the first time you'd ever see a masterclass Lola car. As I think there was 8 seconds off pole position. No, I think there was 8 seconds off the slowest car, other than I think it was just Damon Hill's Arrows. I think it was, or something like that. And then they was actually 12 seconds off pole position. They didn't actually get through to the didn't actually qualify, and that was it for the Lola team. Of course, '98 was about the the controversy in the McLaren team, wasn't it, where Hakkinen pitted for no reason, and then the Coulthard let him back through. That was the story of that race, right? McLaren were absolutely incredible, wasn't it? '99, Eddie Irvine won his first race for Ferrari. Brilliant race that was. I enjoyed that race. Of course, both McLarens were leading quite quick, weren't they, in qualifying and the race, but they both were retired, and yeah, that left Eddie Irvine to pick up the spoils, didn't they? 2000, of course, Schumacher kicked off in brilliant style again. Once again, both McLarens retired from with technical failure. So it kind of was a sort of race, wasn't it, back in 99, 2000? Incredible stuff as well. 2001, not much happened really. I think Schumacher won the race once again. Really, I can't. Hakkinen had a scary old suspension failure, didn't he, in turn 13? 2002, I think everyone remembers that. There was only about 7 cars finished that race, wasn't it? Mark Webber got that incredible 5th position, and Ralf Schumacher decided to go over the back of Barry Kettle, didn't he? That was a scary old shunt there, wasn't it, in 2002? And Kyle Hunter has just put pole, and that is exactly right. That's his pole position. His first pole position is silver there, and of course that's his second in total of ALR. But of course, that was back in season 1 where he got pole position, wasn't it, in Canada? Anyway, carrying on with the history of Australia. Well, so just Torrance, I'm just trying to just keep you entertained. I have a feeling that's probably not what you're doing at all. I think you're probably like just probably waiting to see cars go around the track. That's what you want to do, isn't it? I suggest that this is a good opportunity to make some tea, to get some cookies out and things like that. As I've been probably munching away with cookies after the race, not on the race. As I found out last night, that eating on stream is not a good thing at all, especially when you swallow funny, and I just have a coughing fit as well. As Hunter saying this was better than Canada. Yeah, it was. Remember, I think in Canada it was mixed conditions, wasn't it? In the ALR Silver and ALR Gold Season 1. It was just called Season 1 back then, wasn't it? And it was mixed conditions, wasn't it? I think that Hunter had the best track positions, but he's definitely happy with today's run. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Hunter. Brilliant pole position, won by 4/10 of a second. Was the gap in the end. As we're almost ready to get going, as we're just waiting for 1 or 2 drivers to get in the session, and we'll be ready to go as well. Let's continue down the Euro, shall we? As all you guys are probably groaning and you're like, oh gosh, how much more nonsense have I got to go through? It's great to see. It's great to see Sam from Gold. Remember, Sam had a bit of fisticuffs with Gunnar last night, didn't he? Unfortunately, Samu was on a bit of a roll. This season's been fantastic. Remember, he scored 3 points last season. This season, he has almost tripled that tally. I think he's on 13 now or something like that. A brilliant tally there for Sam. One driver that it just shows how greatly beneficial racing leagues are, isn't it? I think I keep mentioning this, but I've got to say, it just shows that Sam has got huge potential, hasn't he, in the Gold League. He improved his qualifying time in Q1 when he first made his debut in ALR was, I think, I can't remember the exact time, but I remember like it being at least 3-4 seconds quicker on the second season around. That's incredible, isn't it? That's an incredible incredible improvement there. That's the word I'm looking for. I was trying to think of a better word than that, but my vocabulary let me down once again. But yeah, well done to Sam. Hats off there. Good stuff indeed then. And he's doing very well in gold this season. Fantastic stuff for the McLaren team. Of course, Tony McLaren, we have Hunter on pole position. V-Top there crashed out, didn't he? In turn 2 there, of course. We've had a couple of cars crash out. We also had the Ferrari of Razor crash out. No, I think it's Beefy, sorry, crashed out as well. So, yeah, that turn 2 has become a bit of a problem tonight, isn't it? We've usually on about that kink of turn 11 and 12, but yeah, it's turn 2 tonight. A bit of a bruising old turn, nice, isn't it? And we are almost ready to get going, and yeah, we won't be too long then, as we're just waiting on a couple of things. I'm not really sure what we're waiting on, to be honest, but we won't be long. Stick with us, folks. This is going to be a cracker, and I hope I'm earning my money tonight as well. I don't really earn money, to be honest, do I? But if I did, I think I'm going to be earning my bottom dollar tonight, that's for sure fact. Yeah, of course, next week then. I think it's a good opportunity to have a bit of a plug, isn't it, for next week? Of course, next week we are in the desert of Bahrain, and of course, Bahrain is a cracking old circuit, isn't it? Been on the calendar since 2004, Bahrain, as it's become a fixture in the Formula 1 calendar. It's only missed one race on this, and so of course that was the unrest back in 2011, I think it was, wasn't it, when it was not in the calendar. But the season before that, they decided to extend the track, didn't they? And it was one of the longest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar back in 2010. Yeah, that was an interesting decision, and I gotta say, it made the track basically lifeless, really, and it was a bit of a technical nightmare, really. And luckily they converted back to the old track back in 2012. And I think since it's gone to a night race in Bahrain, it's been one of the classics, hasn't it? 2014 is probably one of the best Grand Prix you'll ever witness, won't you? Between Mercedes battling away, really. And I think that was the first sign in that season of how quick the Mercedes team were. I think that was the third race of that season as well, wasn't it? I think it was, anyway. But yeah, with the safety car, as soon as the safety car came in, they just pulled away, didn't they, from the battling race, from the battling Force Indias, from the battling Red Bulls, from the battling Ferraris. That was scary pace, wasn't it, back then? Really scary indeed then, 2014 in Bahrain. Anyway, I'm talking about Bahrain. If anyone's just joined us, I'm talking about Bahrain because that is the next race on the ALR calendar in the Jewel in the Desert in Bahrain. So, of course, that is both gold on Sunday, silver on Monday. Before we head to Germany, which is a week later, and I'm looking forward to Germany. Of course, Germany's been a classic on the Formula 1 circuits and also in the league race as well. And then, of course, we cap off with round 10. In Mexico as well. We don't cap it off, of course. That's about the halfway point, more or less. We're down to 16 drivers, unfortunately, as we have lost a couple there. As they've probably, I think they've been they got thrown off by the Bernd Mailander's electric pace. I would have been thrown off by that. That was incredible pace there from Bernd Mailander. I think the lap record that it was held by Barrichello and Schumacher in 2004 put Bernd Mailander in the safety car out there. He would absolutely blitz it, won't he? We're now getting ready for the race then here in Australia. Thank you for your patience, everyone. This is what we want to see. We come to see some racing. And here, and talking of racing, it's Grant here, of course, the champion of season 2. Hello, Sean. How's it going? I got pole last season in Bahrain. Didn't go well for the race there. No, I didn't. I think he got nerfed off the track there, to be honest. I think it was by Knowlesy. I don't think it was by Knowlesy, but I'm sure I remember seeing a Toro Rosso in the facility, so I'd blame Knowlesy. Anyway, we're now getting ready for the race start as well. We've got 16 cars around here. We've unfortunately lost 2 as they've gone rogue, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your patience tonight. It's been brilliant. It really has there. No, it was Farf. Ironically, Farf was the winner of that race last season as well. Of course, Farf a 3-time winner in ALR. Taking out the opposition there, Farf. It's very tactical indeed, isn't it? I'm sure that was his plan all along, wasn't it? For Farf, of course, Farf started off that last season so well, didn't he? Brilliant. Anyway, we're just getting ready for the start of this session now then. And you can see then, so we got about 16-ish drivers. And I think that you guys have been very patient with me, very patient with all the nonsense I've been talking about over the past 20-odd minutes or so. I only got up to the 2000, and Van Dorn has joined now. So I'm thinking he must have got lost. But Van Dorn is in the session now. But yeah, as I got up to 2002, I think, of all the Australian Grand Prix. I could go further if you really want, but I hear a lot of screaming screaming cries about saying don't do that. And no, we certainly won't then, but I'm hoping to get through the grid in just a few moments as we're just loading up then. And you can see all the garages are empty then, all the cars are on track. We are ready to get going in just a few moments time then. As a Granty saying get them softs do not go on lap 16, you'll get a puncture. Of course, unfortunately, Granty I think still feeling a bit sore, possibly also from the head as well after his birthday yesterday, but also probably a bit sore about what happened on the track last night. That he was it was such a shame for Granty, wasn't it? But hopefully, as we mentioned last night, I might for his sake, I think that might be as Van Doorn is left for session. And Van Doorn's on a couple of issues tonight, isn't he? 16 cars on the grid then. I think Granty's hoping that he's used up a season's worth of bad luck in one race. I think his rivals probably be hoping that is not the case. Right then, we're on the formation lap, and as you're aware then, we've got a very unusual grid for silver. I'm looking forward to this one. This one's going to be fantastic. Of course, no Glock tonight, who has been on pole position in every single race, but apart from this one, because he's not in it. Let's go for the grid then, sure, from front to back. Then we've got all three compounded tyres there on the cars then. And here we go then. Hunter's on pole position then. His first pole position is silver. Fantastic stuff. Forza is second, also on the medium tyre as well in the Renault. We've got both Ferraris who are also on the red soft tyres. They're going to be electric off the start. Watch them fly. No, we haven't. We haven't got the second Ferrari at all. Razor's down in 9th position. Fran is in 4th position. He's on the soft tyres. We got YBR in 5th position there. He's on medium. VTOD in 6th. 000 in 7th position there. Of course, he's a debutant. He was looking good in the first part of qualifying, wasn't he? Kingzome in 8th position. Razor on the soft tyres in 9th position. Look at the sheen on those tyres. Fantastic. Ghost in 10th position. Droffer on the hard tyres with Alhan 11th and 12th. Row 6 of hard tyres. Good stuff. First position is a double, and in the Alfa Romeo, that's double cream cap, by the way. Also, Cirrus Mersham in 14th position there. LPE is in 15th position there on the hard tyres, and Faxland second in the championship is 16th. Watch him fly through the field, I have no doubt about that. And he's on the medium tyres as well. Granty asking no F1 2019 either. Unfortunately, not there. I don't know where 2019 is, but LPE is standing for it at the moment, and he's in 16th position. He's the only Mercedes on track at the moment. And of course, Granty also wishing good luck, Silver. And the Williams team, of course, Granty there is really flying the flag for the Rocket Williams team. So remember, Williams are doing very well in the constructors, don't they? Good little team they got there. We have 36 points so far. 16 points away from the McLaren team then. When McLaren are looking to score big tonight, and with Hunter, there he is, and he's on pole position then for silver. Let's see what Hunter can do. ALR veteran, isn't he? He's had a lot of starts there in gold, hasn't he? This will be his 7th start in silver. This is on board with the steering wheel now then. The tension is building, the heat haze is rising here in Albert Park then for what is going to be a fantastic Australian Grand Prix as the lights are on. Let's see what's going to happen then. 5 sets of lights are on when they go out to be raced in Australia. Of course, they've got a bit of a delay there. Look at the telemetry, and it is go! No! And it's a good starter from Hunter, but forces on a crack start. The Ferrari pokes out from underneath the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo. Hunter takes the lead there. We got a couple of guys there just having a look. They're on board. There's a Ferrari. A Ferrari is off already, and it was that's Razor. I think he's visited the wall. No, it's his teammate. Hunter is defending his defense. And we got a virtual safety car. As also McLaren and VTOP there has had a problem there. LPE's unfortunately also got damage on Alhan. That's a Williams. A Ghost there. Ghost has been punted off in turn 3. Oh my word, that's a Mercedes front wing completely gone off as well. Wow, well that was an entertaining start, wasn't it? I gotta say, the last couple of races we've been full of praise, and YBR has also got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We've been for a 0-0 is left for session there. He is down in 16th position at 0-0, so he's on a bit of a bad start there. Hunter isn't. He's leading. Second position is fourth. Third is both prefers the racing points of Fran and YBR. We got some action. Oh, that's a Williams off the track. That's a white. Oh my goodness, and that's a Ferrari coming past the McLaren as well. As in McLaren's having all kinds of going on there. And I think Razor's got no front wing then. Oh my goodness me. And he's flying around the outside, and now then there's the McLaren area for Todd is just trying to recover back to the pits, and he might need a safety car here, whilst his teammate is leading by a second so far. And Serious Mushroom and Faxline's up in the zone. He's storming through the field. Fantastic with Faxline. Kingdom's down to 8. Serious Mushroom 9. Alhan is in 10th position. He's damaged the car. FIFA is out. Oh, FIFA's out of the race. What's happened there? And oh my goodness me, Kingdom is almost into the wall. He's in the inside wall there. That's a big smash there for FIFA. I'm not sure how he's got there, and that's a shame there. Yeah, he's right on the inside there. FIFA is out of the race already. He is left for session. Appalling luck there for the Ferrari driver. No virtual safety car. So the guys in the pits, and this isn't going to hurt him as much as what it would if he was under normal race conditions there. Changing the front nose cone on the Mercedes then. LPs, and he'll be back out now. Razor out of the pits. We've also got Alhan coming out as well. And Kingdom with these I think he's in front of the queue, isn't he? And we've also got 000 there. His debut didn't last too long, did it, in the Alfa Romeo? And we're back racing again then. So Hunter leads then. Second position there is Forza. Third position is the 2 Racing Points. Fantastic stuff. Fran in third position. He is looking very strong today, isn't he? Fourth position there is YBR. Then we've got Draw for 5th. Faxon is up in the 6th. Faxon up in the 6th. I've got to rub my eyes. He is up in the 6th. Fantastic stuff. Then we got Double into 9th position there. Ghost is all over the rear. Diffuser there. He's got up the inside. Ghost has got a bit. I'm sorry, no. Double's got to be one. Oh my goodness me. And there's a yellow flag in front of us because there's something going on. That's Fran. Fran has had a problem. Oh, that's all the nose cone gone. And Razor's out of the race as well. What is going on here? Oh my goodness me. That's a big old smash there. Both Ferraris are out already. That's that's a Ferrari out of the race, and both Ferraris have gone. That's an incredible start here in Australia then. Lap 2 completed. Look at the gap there. It's almost 2 seconds already between Hunter and Forza. Good stuff there from Hunter. He's looking very strong. Into the pits there comes the Racing Point. We got drama all the way through. DRS has been enabled then. Faxon is up to 5th position. Incredible stuff there from Faxon. He is definitely very much, he doesn't need qualifying, does he? Brilliant stuff there. So into the pits there comes the Racing Point guys. Go to work then. Let's see what tyres are going on. It's the hard compound tyres there for the Racing Point car 9 then. Where's Kingdom? Kingdom is just coming out of the pits now then. Sorry, no, Kingdom coming out of the pits. Alhan is all over the back then of Kingdom. Alhan having to come through the field then in the Haas. And look at this then. He is gaining. DRS is not available yet. Look who's coming out of the pits, and that's the Racing Point. And oh my goodness me, there's 4 of us going into turn 1. Wow, incredible stuff there. Kingdom just about keeping that 10th position, but Alhan is all over him like a bad suit, and it's come down into turn 3 then. He's on the outside of the Brundle turn. Kingdom has the inside line, but he's overshot it quite considerably. Kingdom as he's on the grass, he's in the gravel, and Alhan is up into the 10th position then. So as Hunter leads second position, Razor's off the session now. That's unfortunate for both Ferraris, isn't it? To be out so early on in this race, that's incredible. On board with Faxon, of course, he is the highest championship runner in the C race. Oh no, and that's another car gone out in turn 5. We have lost 3 cars already, a safety car in this race then. And I got to say, from a selfish point of view, I'm loving that. Here comes the safety car. Hopefully the safety car is considerably slower in this race. And Hunter has been let by. And I think LP, Forza is going to be let by as well then. So yeah, these guys have, so the safety car being deployed at quite an awkward time there, really, isn't it? So they've all got to go around and unlock themselves then. Sorry, not unlock themselves, unlock the safety car. Let's take quick stock here of what has been a frantic start to for the race. We have said in the last couple of races that Silver have been absolutely impeccable in the opening a couple of laps, but here today it's been carnage, hasn't it? Let's take stock. Lap 4, race order. Hunter leads. Second position is Forza. Third is YBR. Fourth is Droffa. Faxland up to 5th already. Fantastic stuff. Serious Mushroom is 6th. Ghost 7th. Double 8 for Double Cream Cat 8 for 000 is in 9th position, but he's out of the race technically. Third position is Alhan. Fran 11th. 12th is Kingzone with V-Todd in 13th position then. Wow. Well, I've got to say, I'm glad it's calmed down a bit actually, because I can get my bearings back, because that was incredible, wasn't it? We've lost 3 cars. We've lost the Ferraris, both from FIFA and Razor. That's a shame now. We've lost LPE as well, and we've also lost 000 making his debut, and unfortunately his debut lasted a couple of corners really before the Alfa Romeo called it a day then. So at the moment then, they got to catch it to the safety car then, as Fran and Kingdom have overtaken each other somewhere. So Oh my goodness me, Fran almost drove into the side of Kingdom. I'm not sure if there's been some fisticuffs there or something, but he's now got a 5-second penalty for that there, Fran has, as he just basically gave King this bit of a Maldonado kind of Hamilton kind of thing back in qualifying in 2011 Belgium. Yeah, that was that wasn't good at all, was it? From Fran there. I wonder if he got a bit, she was getting a bit hot under the collar there. As we're just waiting for the guys then just to catch up to the safety car. And we'll get going into the pits. There comes YBR. So YBR is the only man on the out of the front runners that have come into the pits here. Double, I think, will get in front. But I think there's a YBR's in 8th position there. He's in traffic, but he's on hard compound tires then. So this is going to get very interesting, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to this one. This is going to get very good indeed, isn't it? Into the pits, there comes Alhan. Alhan is only 2 laps on the medium tires. He slows down to 60 kilometers an hour. And also in the pits there is Fran as well. Fran's going to replace that front wing, I have no doubt about that. He's also got a 5-second penalty. He's got 2 5-second penalties. He's got a 10-second penalty so far, Fran has, in only 5 laps then. So hopefully, I think he can take him now, can he? He can indeed, really. So it's basically well, yeah, the Racing Point guys just waiting for a 5-second. Basically, like, so he's getting away with this 5-second penalty. Potentially, probably go in the pits again and take another 5-second penalty. Really, bit of a glitch on the old Formula 1 game, isn't it? Really, where where you can just take the 5-second penalty, really have no penalty at all. There, he's on the medium tires, and Fran is, so he'll be back out. He'll be back out in 13th position then. So we finally caught up beyond the safety car. We got to wait for the crocodile. We got to wait for the rest of the cars to queue up. Then you can see, look at the crocodile. Then they're weaving backwards and forwards. Then and they're just trying to get some tire temperature, and just make sure there's a sensible window as well. They got to make sure the brakes are still at an optimal temperature. Then they don't want to get them cool, because then you'll overshoot into turn 1, and all that hard work will be undone, won't it? Especially for the likes of Hunter, Forza, and Droffa in 3rd position. Faxland is in 4th. He just basically drove around the madness. It was the opening couple of laps here, and is moved on in 4th position. I think that Forza, Droffa, and Hunter have been very shocked and disappointed to see Faxland so high up at this stage of the race. There really would bum. They're all racers out there, and they probably want to beat the best. And Faxland is definitely out there and won the best there, isn't he? He has won the Monaco Grand Prix this season, didn't he? In fantastic style, Faxland, and in Silverstone as well. He was only a couple laps away from winning that one as well after an incredible bold strategy. As a front there is he was racking up the penalties at the moment. He's flying on the at the back end as well. Alhan is also trying to catch him as well. And so I think when these guys catch up, then the safety car will come in. I wonder if Fran will come back in and throw a set of hard tires on and try and go to the end from there. The hard tires, I think I was saying last night, go forever and a day. I might have been a bit exaggerating that, but they definitely are gives you a bigger window, don't they? As a front there, just watching front there, just moving through that. Lap 6 out of 29 then. We're back racing, I think, at the end of this lap then. And I gotta say then, so prepare you, brace yourself, because we're gonna have more action. And I gotta say, I think after the first 3 laps, I don't think I can handle any more action. We had 2 virtual safety cars and a full safety car, and we've only done 6 laps around here. So that was an incredible start here in Australia. Really entertaining stuff, isn't it? Alhan is finally up to the back of the crocodile. There's his teammate in 4th position. I gotta say, the Haas team got one of the more stronger teams, haven't they, with Alhan coming on board as well as Faxland. Very impressive stuff from both the Haas drivers. Really good stuff indeed then. V Todd there is V Todd is off the track. V Todd is off the track. I'm not sure what's happened there. Safety cars in the end of that, and the McLaren driver is having all kinds of problems, and there's a Racing Point in the background there, and just carrying on to the back there as well. Kingzone and double zero, I should say, is just overtaking each other. So safety cars in the end of this lap. Hunter becomes the de facto safety car, and he's now controlling the pace there in the McLaren. And so no one can overtake until the start-finish line. It used to be a safety car line, but I think they changed that to the start-finish line again, didn't they? Fran has got has damaged the car, and he's gone into the back, I think, of a McLaren. He has indeed. I think he got caught up by V Todd. Go and then stop him, perhaps. We're on board then with Hunter. This is the race leader, and where's he going to go? He's going now. In fact, Faxland has been caught. All kinds, and Hunter's had a terrible go. And I think that now then Forza's all over the back of him. Forza is gaining, and so Hunter's out of Paul inside. Looking Forza, he's got to go on the outside. Hunter defending good, but unfortunately he's got to. Has he compromised himself? No, he hasn't. He's done an alright job there. But yeah, Faxland's been dropped there, and look, Droffa's on the outside of Forza going into turn 3, and Forza then, and also has to defend there, doesn't he? Faxland full position, Serious Russia, Ghost, YBR, Double, Kingdom, Alhan. Then we got Vital and Fran there in the background. Fran still got all his still his wing pointing in the right direction somehow. And, even though he did have a serious collision there with the back of VTOT. Then Hunter. Then we got Forza. Then we got Droffa. Then we got Faxon. Faxon was dropped, but he's back on the gearbox of Droffa. There is the front, guys, and this is an incredible battle. Remember Hungary a week ago? It was an absolutely splendid bit of racing, wasn't it, in the midfield? And now here tonight, and we've got the midfield is the front runners. Droffa on the hard tires. Oh my goodness me! I was closing my eyes there because they were going very. Droffa was squeezing. That F1 car size gap was being shrunk quite dramatically, wasn't it? And Faxon there, of course, on the medium tire as well, isn't he? So he's done an absolutely cracking job, Faxon, hasn't he, so far? Kingdom has got past double dropping down to 9th position. That's Fran off in the background there in the racing point, misjudged his braking point, and he's well off the track as well. Where is he? I'm not sure where Fran's in 12th position. I apologise. Hunter sort of fast off the race side. And look at the kid. Look at this. This is good stuff there. Droffa now. He's almost a DRS length behind Forza. Hunter and Forza are going to be battling away. Then Alhan has got by Double as well. Going into turn 1. Then Double is dropping back slightly at the moment in the Alpha Rail. But remember, Double's race is all about the long term, not the short term gain at the moment. So we're keeping an eye on Double's progress later on in this race. Oh, but Double's got wide. And who's going to go up the inside? VTOL was having a look there, but Double just about salvaged that manoeuvre there. On board with 5th place, Serious Merchant there in the Williams, and Williams are 5th and 6th, doing a good job there. The Williams boys are. I think it's Faxon who's the man that we need to be concerned about. Oh my goodness, our boys going into the back of the Taurus, and look at them flying through turn 10 then. And there both wheels have got a bit of a queue form beyond Droffa at the moment. And Forza has also dropped back as well, so Hunter is now out of the DRS zone, and that is exactly what he needs to be. Is coming through turn 12 and there. Oh, look at that Williams in the background. He was snaking, wasn't he? Coming out of turn 12 and before dropping into turn 13. And you can see YBR's now got a 3-second deficit over Kingdom, who's down in 7th position. 8th position then, and dropping back. So he's on the hard tires. Kingdom is. But then watch out for him. He will be later on in this race. Could come back into fruition. Lap 9, 20 laps to go in this race. And of course, strategy is anyone's call, isn't it? Remember, I think DRS has been enabled as well then on this lap. Then, of course, the DRS gets available after the first 3 laps of the safety car coming in, or the start of the race then. And of course, we have the safety car. Coming about 3 laps to go, so that's why DRS has been enabled. And oh my goodness me! And look at Fran. I gotta say, Fran has got some speed around here, hasn't he? And where is he? He's going on the inside. And VTOL in front of him. A good old scrap for the final point. And we're on board there with the racing point. I gotta say, he's going on the outside. VTOL there is trying to give him a squeeze. Fran is having none of it there. These massive broad. He's getting a big old nudge there off the track there. VTOL's on Fran there. I gotta say, he's a bit brutal, isn't he? I gotta say, YBR and Fran there must have got to the same Kobayashi overtaken score, haven't they? Very much was out when they overtake drivers. Fran. Wow, that was brutal, wasn't it? I gotta say, I do love a bit of brutality there, but I think that might have been a bit too brutal. On board then with Droffa then, as he is just 3/10 of a second back from Forza, coming out of that perilous turn number 12, I think it is. Is he going to have a go on the inside? Oh, I think I see Forza stopping the car beautifully well, and that's what Hunter wants, and he wants to start to try and pull away there, doesn't he? With Droffa and Faxon under the gearbox there of oh, and look at this, and oh goodness me, there's a bit of barging going on in France in the wall, and Double needs to take a face of action. Double doing a good job actually to slow the car down and then not going in there. Fran there is Fran and VTOT there of I gotta say, I think there's something personal going on between them two. My goodness me, it's very brutal, isn't it? A bit of Mortal Kombat kind of brutality out there. So Fran back in the pits, and I'm wondering if he'll go on the hard tires now. He's got to serve a 5-second penalty as well, I think Fran has. Alhan is all over the back of Kingdom as well in the battle for 8th and 9th position. Then we're keeping on now as 4 seconds deficit is now between Kingdom and YBR. So Kingdom is dropping back slightly. Gross Recon is a 3-second penalty then at this stage of the race. So let's take a look to see what is going on with Alhan and Kingdom. Yellow flag. VTOL is off the track, and Double there is back into the points. As you can see, Double just keeps having forward movement, whilst the VTOL in the Fran there just seems to, we got a yellow flag in it too. Then it's just take a look to see what's going on in two. Oh, and unfortunately they're getting very much over the rumble stretch. Oh my goodness me! And that was a Williams out there. Oh, just saved a serious mushroom there, saving the car there. Beautiful up, but YBR is going on a lunge. Is he? Where is he? He is on a lunge. Oh my goodness me! And a serious mushroom there, slamming the door shut there. He was not letting him butt in. Faxland, I think, was trying to also take advantage of Droffer, who had a bit of problems there, didn't he? On them earlier on around the lap. On board then with the Haas, and he is behind Droffer. The gap is up there. Hunter is extending his lead at the moment. They're all behind him. But Faxland is now starting to come out of his runner. There's two groups now forming. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then we've also got Kings over and Alhan also battling away in the background as well. Droffer there is I wonder if Droffer might think about a wild legend, but of course I wouldn't advise it because oh my gosh, there's Alhan. I was wondering where he is. He's right behind the tower. Also having a look on the outside. Kings is just going to let him run out wide. Good stuff there. Vital has got a penalty for speed in the pits. Vital, so and a bit of a nightmare old racer, isn't he? And look at this then. Look at this. Droffer all over the back of Forza. Forza, of course, coded to turn on. We've had seen cars overtake there in the past there. Oh, and he's gone wide. He's gone wide. That's going to have Faxland. That's going to definitely intrigue Faxland, isn't it? And Faxland's got some momentum there. Oh, my goodness me. He's going to go on the outside, is he? Oh, he is on the outside. Wow. Oh, that's contact. Droffer's in the wall. Droffer's in the wall. And my goodness me, the Williams is going to have to take a face action. YBR past the second Williams as well. And Droffer's damaged the car. And he's just trying to get back on it. There's his teammate just flying through as well. Oh, dear me. What a shame that YBR up in fifth position. Remember, he's on the hard tires, YBR as well. So Faxland, they're going on the outside there. I'm not sure, was that too much of an aggressive move, or was that fair? I gotta say, it was a cracking move nonetheless. The gap's up to 2 seconds between Forza and Hunter. Hunter is starting to pull away here in this Australian Grand Prix. Faxland is gaining on Forza. He's gaining, going into turn one then. And Forza survived another lap at the moment. Droffer is coming in the pits, and what a shame for Droffer there. He was on course for a very good result here in Silver tonight, but that is unfortunately not going to come to fruition then. Oh, Forza's gone wide. He has gone wide in turn 3, and that is going to kill the momentum from the racer. From the Renault. And well, there they are as well. Droffer there is still he's on the soft tires. Droffer is in 10th position then, so he's just behind Double Cream Cat then. The other double, unfortunately, I didn't have trouble saying his name at all because he's out of the race there. Didn't last long at all, did he, in the Alpha, so that's a shame now for the debutant. YBR is all over the back of a Ghost, but Alhan is wow, look at this, they're basically the same car again. He's had a look in turn 9 then, but Kingdom is not in by. Fran has just set the fast out of the race there. He needs to get in the top 10 to keep that point now at the moment. Well, he ain't going to get the point. Let's get into the top 10 is what I should have said, really. Back on board then, Serious Mushroom is it's not Serious Mushroom, it's his teammate that we need to be concerned by, and Faxland is still going there. We got YBR dancing on the outside, passes the Williams, and he's on the bit of the grass as well. That's a fantastic maneuver there. Brilliant stuff there from YBR. I gotta say, he's an oh my goodness me, that Williams came from a long way back there, and I wonder if he misjudged his breaking point, but he hasn't come in the pits there, Ghost down, but he's damaged the end plate, and his teammate Serious Mushroom is going to have a go there. YBR back up in the 4th position. Remember, he's 4th in the championship as well. To be honest, he needs 2nd position today to get into 3rd position, and remember, 3rd position you'll get promoted to the Gold League. Of course, it's a bit of championship and Premier League kind of thing, where you get if you get into the top 3 you get promoted, and if you get in the bottom 3 you get relegated, and that kind of jazz. And you can see we're on board. We were just watching Faxland and Forza battling away under the trees, under the shadow of the trees, and here in Albert Park, as there's a bit of harvesting going on that runner there. We towed by the flashing lights, flashing lights on the rear wheels, on the rear lights, I mean, and then going into turn 6, Kingdom and Alhan down a good old battle, isn't it? Alhan 9 laps on those hard tires, 11 laps for Kingdom on the hard tires as well, and as they battle their way into turn number 10 then as well, as a Vital has got by there as well. So Fran there 11th position, Vital in 12th position, Droffer is in 10th position there on board then with this battle here is getting fruity, isn't it? And they flick it into turn 11 and 12. Got two good battles out there at the moment. We got a battle between 2nd and 3rd of Faxland and Forza. We've also got the Williams pair really close together, and I think that unfortunately with Ghost damage to the front wing, I think he's trying to get to a sensible lap window before going on to to make his pit stop. What pit stops he going to go? what tires he's going to go on, I should say. Well, he's in the pits now, and let's see what he's going to go on then in the Williams then. Well, before we do that, let's just take a look at the front then. And at the moment, Forza is really going to have to start to repel the attack. 3.5 seconds to for the lead then. And look at this, and Faxon's going on the outside. Forza's going to have to brake much there. He brakes much there. I got to say, that was very good defending there, wasn't he? Didn't give Faxon any room to try and maneuver his way through, but unfortunately he's lost 3-4 tenths in that corner alone, haven't they? Alhan is they was very much side by side in the turn 3 there between 6th and 7th position, and wow, that was getting very dicey indeed then. Double up into 8th position on the medium tire, then Droffer set the fastest up on the soft tires. Forza is Forza, no, Faxon is through and up into 2nd position, down in the 3rd position is Forza. Now then, so this is going to get interesting as well. How much pace has Hunter got in that McLaren? Can he repel it from the man who's 2nd in the championship, which is a Faxon? Faxon gets a max score today. He would still be behind in the championship, but he would have cut the deficit by almost half. So wow, that's probably what Faxon's aim is tonight, isn't it? And from the back of the grid all the way up into 2nd position after just kind of to half distance. So that just shows that the caliber of the man, doesn't it? Ghost. Oh my goodness me! What is going on here? Well, Ghost is through in 10th position, Droffer through in 9th position, double dropping down to 10th position, getting very dicey. Hunter is in the pit set. Hunter coming in the pit set already on this Australian Grand Prix. Alhan is very close to the back of Kingzone again, but Kingzone is very quick on the straight there, doesn't he? He seems to repel the attack there from the Haas, and Hunter is on the hard tire and coming out on the pits now. There's a huge gap between 7th and 8th position there, so Hunter should get out in front. Alhan has got a good momentum here into turn 3. It's very difficult to overtake in turn 3, but let's see what we can do then. He's going to go on the outside. He's braking much there to the Toro Rosso of Kingston, just getting a good old French kiss there, and he is in 5th position still, as Alhan is staying in 6th then. Wow, and oh my goodness me, Alhan, he's got so much more pace in this Haas, hasn't he? Now for Hunter, the question is then, of course, we've seen the undercut last night, it was quite powerful around here. Is anyone going to respond? Remember what happened to Granty last night? A couple of laps too long, and those soft tires didn't and those soft tires unfortunately had issues with punch and stuff. So you don't know what comes into the pit stop to early, go into the soft tires. I wonder if everyone's just going to go into the hard tires and play it safe. We'll find out soon. Faxon is coming up to the pit window. Well, it's coming up, sorry, to the pit entry now. And look how much the understeer, that's how much the dirty air really costs Alhan there. Really just struggled there, just the wash of the car. And he just slowed right down there, didn't he? Kingzone was going very wide there. He's lost momentum there. Alhan is going to go on the inside of the 14 there, and Kingzone shoots through. Faxon has gone through. He hasn't covered the pits, and none of the top 3 have covered the pits as far as I'm aware. So the guys are staying out. They're going to try and go for the soft tires. Hunter is on the hard tires, and he's going for a lights kind of strategy here. On board once again for Alhan. This is the closest battle on track, I think, even though Ghost and Droffer are keeping each other coming as well. There's the factor race leader, and the pits. Wow, it's that Ghost car. Good job it was a Ghost that 000, because that would have caused Alhan all kinds of problems. And Alhan having a difficult event here tonight, didn't he? Remember in Hungary last week, he had a very good recovery drive, and once again, then he's trying the same again. But I think the hard tires is not helping out as much. They were back in Hungary at the moment, back on board with Alhan. These guys are hogging the stream at the moment. Then they say fly through. Droffer's had a problem somewhere. He's dropped to a second back from Ghost Recon as they fly through turn 5 and in turn 6 as well. Lap 16 out of 29 then. So the guys in front have probably got to go a couple more laps longer than what they are at the moment to get on the soft tires. I think that is their aim. That has to be their aim now, doesn't it? Because they haven't covered off the undercut, which is Hunter. Will come back to that bit, because now Alhan has had a much better run out of turn 10. He is through, passes Kingzone. He moves up into 5th position there. Kingzone dropping down to 6th position. There's Kingzone in the background. Good move there for Alhan there. He just had so, oh my goodness me, look at Kingzone. Look at Kingzone. He's coming for Callum. He is through, passes, and once again then, and then Kingzone there, but Kingzone's got in too deep. Alhan is back through. Fantastic racing from these two. Absolutely splendid stuff. Droffer's got a 3-second penalty. Into the pits comes Forza. What tires is he going to go on? Remember, if you're going too early, you might have a puncture territory like Granty, which I keep reminding him, you probably ain't appreciating that. Kingzone there gaining on Alhan again. Kingzone's got a very quick car to straight line. He's past Alhan, back up in a 4th position. He's got on the grass. He's got on the grass. Alhan's trying to go on the outside. Kingzone just about. He's still got DRS. He's still got DRS. Alhan's going to try and go on the outside. Alhan's so much better in the corners, isn't he? But Kingzone has got a great slippery car, which is causing an oh, is he going to go on the outside? He's going to go on the outside for Kingzone there. Oh, he's got beats on the outside curve there. He had no acceleration there, didn't he? Because the car was up in the air. And Kingzone is in 4th position, but Alhan is in 5th. Droffer is now coming up, was now all over the back of Ghost Recon. Forza is 6 seconds behind until then, so the deficit, so it's almost double the deficit, and it's Fran has just got by double and up into 10th position, double drop down to 11th then, and Vital in 12th position. And Alhan again, and we're in the same place. He sneaks through. Kingzone there is sticking on the outside. Well, oh my goodness me, Kingzone has to back out of it there. And now Hunter is coming up behind this battle as well. I don't think Hunter wants to be in this for long, does he? But he's going to try and make the move as quickly as possible. Remember, Hunter is at the moment the de facto leader. He doesn't want to lose any time there, because remember, at the moment the undercut is definitely very good around here, but he needs to get out. Oh, he doesn't want damage to front wing either, does he? And he has stayed out. These guys stayed out. They're on the hard tires, aren't they? So they're going for a longer stint. Into the pits comes Mushroom from 3rd position. Hunter, you can see, look at that. That's the problem. Alhan had the Kingzone was so quick in a straight line, isn't he, in the Toro Rosso? And he's doing a fantastic job of defending there, isn't he? Doing a really good job of defending there. Falls out in 6th position. Then Serious Mushroom coming out in 7th position. Ghost Recon, who was on the soft tires for 4 laps. That is and Droffer just behind him. So, oh my goodness me, look at this. Look at this. These 3 are then are going to come into combat then in the very near future, and I'm looking forward to this one. Droffer is the meat in the Williams sandwich as it stands. And look at this thing coming in the shade again. Then Hunter, he is dropping, he is losing time now behind these guys battling, isn't he? And the gap facts is 5.1 seconds in front of YBR as Hunter's going to go on the outside. He's going to go on the outside. That's a move. That's a brilliant move. Fantastic stuff. And Kingzone was dropping down into 6th position. Oh, and I'm on the wrong car. Now we're back on board with Kingzone. Look at this. He's going on the outside. Kingzone is so quicker. It's so much quicker then. But Hunter has the move done. But can Kingzone come back at him coming into the turn 13? That might be a race-winning move for Hunter, but Kingzone is so quick. Hunter defending the inside line there. Wow. Oh, but Hunter's gone wide. Oh, and he's done a bit of a Matrix style getting back on the track there, and that definitely put Kingzone off his stride there, didn't it? I gotta say, Kingzone's got a very quick car, hasn't he? I gotta say, it was so quick, it almost made me swear. Wow, incredible stuff there from Kingzone in the Toro Rosso. That Toro Rosso is flying in a straight line, isn't it? On board of the second Toro Rosso, Droffer, and look at this going very wide there. That's going to dull the momentum there. But has he got enough momentum there? He's done 7 laps on the soft tires. Those soft tires won't get to the end, I don't think. I could bet my hat on that, and I do love my hats. So yes, so that is a bet that I take seriously. As Droffer then is on the back straight. Ghost said as it stands and still has the advantage then. So so Hunter then is oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Blimey, I've still got another 10 laps to go, guys. Oh, you might have to help me in this one. This is getting very tense indeed, isn't it? So here's the man who was really in the race then at the moment. So Faxan is staying out. He's on the hard medium tires. He's trying to get onto the soft tires. He's got to get to a safe window though of those soft tires. Is the question though, because remember that we had all kinds. Granty had issues last night, didn't he? As I keep bringing it up there, and I think Granty's really not going to appreciate that one iota, is he? But that was an important part of the race, and it's going to be an important part of the race here tonight as well. On board with Droffer then is he is less than 2/10 to a say. Oh, Ghost is gone. He is gone. He has spun it, but oh my goodness, somehow his teammate taking the race of action, and Serious Mushroom doesn't collect him. Ghost there, I gotta say, Ghost be disappointed he spun it, but he'd be very happy that he stayed out of the wall there. Alhan is taking the lead there this race. Hunter a second. Faxan is, see, the undercut is very powerful around here, but still, with all the time that Hunter's lost, he's only 2.49 seconds away, and Faxan is on the soft compound tire then, and I don't think that the just saying that they both will just get through as well. Kingzone is on the soft tire as well. Fran has moved up into 10th position, VTOL in 11th position then, and Franz in the pits then. He's done 9 laps on the soft tires. That might be some useful information then for us. So 9 laps then for Franz on those soft tires. 10 laps Faxan's got to do on the soft tires then, so he needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining now. This is going to be very interesting. It might be sweet roles reversal from Silverstone. Remember what happened in Silverstone when Faxan was being reeled in there by Glock. This time it's the roles are reversed, but it's Hunter, and Hunter's now become the hunted. And also Faxan there is really now going to be starting to really push the envelope, isn't he, on the man who's in the race there, even though it is ALR at the moment. And ALR, I don't think he needs to stop again, does he? I can't remember what time he started on this. That was an age ago, wasn't it? Of this very extra long broadcast here, as we of course got interfered, didn't we, after some shenanigans with Codemasters and their connectivity. Alhan pulling away there. Alhan is getting some very good drives off the final turn there, isn't it? And Hunter there really cannot be behind this Haas team for too long there, does he? And one thing I've just realised, Alhan's in the Haas, which I know I'm slow. It's taken me 21 laps to realise that. But Faxan's also in the Haas as well. I won't forget some team play. Hunter up the inside. He passes and he moves up into first position. Alhan has dropped down to second. 1.3 seconds to gap into the moat. Droffer's coming to pits and he's on soft tires at the end then. On board with Faxan then. This is getting very juicy as well. I'm starting to rub my hands with glee here. This is going to be incredible into the Australian Grand Prix. And I got to say, Faxan is looking in the box seats. Can Hunter repel the man on soft tires? And how long is the soft tires going to last? By the looks of it, from the other guys, they're lasting about 8 or 9 laps. So Faxan is really pushing the envelope here in terms of strategy. But remember, he started 16th on the grid. Faxan did. Really got some speed, hasn't he? This man in the Haas really got some indeed. Is Alhan going to let his teammate by? Alhan has DRS. And just say, taking a look then, this Alhan there is, well, the door is open there, but Faxan there just ran out of room there, didn't he? VTOL in the pits while then. We've got a lot of guys on the soft tires, hard tires for fourth and fourth position, and also for Hunter as well. Alhan on soft tire, on the hard tires, and he is carrying on. Alhan is. I wonder if Alhan's going to roll the dice and try and go to the end here. Possibly. This might be a bold strategy call for Alhan at the end. So I wonder, Faxan is now up into second position, and he is only 7/10 away from the leader. There is the leader in front of us. We're on board with Faxan. He can see Hunter. He can see Hunter right in the wheel tracks there. Alhan then is down in third position. I wonder if Alhan might go to the end there on those hard tires. I did say they'd go forever and a day yesterday. I wonder if Alhan has proved me right. Hunter has had a problem there. My goodness me then. I just looked down, looked back up. YBR is in front of Forza. Forza's dropped down to fifth. YBR on the medium tires then is up to fourth. I wonder then YBR might become a factor as well. Look at this. Hunter's going to be under all kinds of pressure then here in Australia. Lap 22 out of 29. Hunter's hands are defending. Faxan is going to go on. Hunter defending. Faxan's going on the outside then. On board over the house. Look left. Look left. There's Hunter. Hunter is going. Oh, he's looking at this. Now Gavin's going to straight then. Wow. Incredible stuff then as they fly through turn 12. They've gone. There they are. Now Faxan is going to go on the. It's Hunter to defend the inside. He is Faxan is on the inside then. And he is still second at the moment. Then look at this. Faxan's just pushing him through turn 41. A bit of grass is picked up there from Hunter. And this is a cracking battle for the lead, isn't it? Oh, I need to have a break. My goodness me. 3/10 of a second the gap is, but I can't have a break for much longer because Faxan's coming back at him. He has DRS down the straight. And look at this. Faxan is gaining. He is passed already. He freezes by and takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Faxan from 16th on the grid takes the lead on lap 23 out of 29. Incredible stuff here in Australia. Wow, fantastic stuff from Faxan. The question is, will those tyres get him to the end now? Then he needs to start to nurse those tyres as he needs to pull away, but at the same time he also needs to make sure those tyres don't fall apart. So Hunter on the hard tyres, and he should get to the end, no problem. Droffer's got a fast on the race, so he gets the extra bonus point, which is good for the Toro Rosso team, isn't it? Toro Rosso at the moment are 8th and 9th at the moment, and we got the two Haas there, first and third. Once again, the Haas team are doing a cracking job out there. They really are becoming a really good unit there, aren't they? And I think that was when the that was when the Alfa Romeos are getting very V-top there, coming from a long way back there and just collected the back end there. And Vitold there, I think a bit of frustration in this race today for Vitold, isn't he? And, you know, just caught the end there. Vitold there must just outbraked himself, didn't he? And went straight into the back there of Fran. Fran at the moment there getting he's getting the final point as it stands at the moment. And that collision between himself and Vitold is going to help him even more. Is it Kingzo is pushing Ghost there out turn number 12, and now he's at the inside. He passes the Ghost, and now he is through and in 7th position. 7 seconds to deficit separates himself and Serious Mushroom, who is in 6th position there. Williams once again doing a cracking job as well. Forza in 5th position. YBR in 4th position. YBR is on the medium tires there. I think YBR might be in the box to get some podiums here, isn't it? Alahan is still out there, 20 lap out hard tires. I gotta say that is a mammoth. That's a mammoth stint on the hard tires, isn't it? From Alahan. I gotta say, I'll be impressed if I can get to the end from there though. That is a long race. That's every lap of this race apart from 3 or 4 laps. That is incredible stuff from Alahan. Of course, they're because I think the optimal strategy would have been to come in a couple of laps ago, really, wouldn't it? So I think that's why I'm kind of thinking that he's probably going to the end now as well. But YBR is gonna be definitely on his gearbox soon, there, isn't he? 4 laps. Oh, the tires on Faxan is. Hunter is now 3 seconds back in 2nd position. Alahan 3rd. YBR 4th. Forza 5th. 6th is Serious Motion. Kingzone 7th. Ghost 8th. Drop for 9th position. Fran in 10th position. V-Top there is homing in on Fran again, and them two have just been about their own personal race, haven't they? Double in a 12th position, and retirements is 000. LPE, Razor and Ferrari are all out of this race then. So we've got 12 cars remain out of the 16 that started, whilst we had issues on the other drive as well, because I think Van Dorn tried to start but unfortunately didn't, and I don't know where the other guys went. They think they must have forgotten or something. Alahan is in the pits then, so he's now coming to pits then, so I think he should I think that's kind of in no man's land really for Alahan possibly. So I don't think he made the most of that strategy for Alahan personally, but what do I know? But he's coming out of the pits now then, and into the pits comes a Ghost there. So Alahan might come out in, but no, he's going to come out in 8th position and drop in 7th position. Alahan down into 8th position, but he's got fresh soft tyres. Can he get in front of Droffer? Kingdom might be a stretch as well, but I think the highest he'll be here, the highest he'll be planning on today is probably going to be 6th position possibly. Ghost going on the pits as well. Fran there is well over a pit stop behind as well. So I think that Ghost should be out in 9th position. He's got 3 pit stop there. Ghost has. I wonder if he's going to go for the fast lap perhaps then. So Faxan is 3.3 seconds from Hunter in 2nd position. YBR in 3rd position. Forza in 4th. I think Forza is going to be feeling the strain now. Serious Merchant 7 laps on these soft tyres. And he is still going great guns at the moment. Well, I haven't said that. Forza has now started to pull away. It's just I mentioned that, which is ironic, isn't it? But 7 laps then of Serious Motion Mars. That's 2 laps younger. That's 2 laps older than Faxland's tyres. And that's what we've got to keep an eye on at the moment. It's now all about the tyres in this final stint then of this Australian Grand Prix then. Coming into the south corner as Serious Motion. Yeah, the gap is bridging now, and one of these soft tyres now starting to hit their limit. So again, as soon as I say that, he the gap drops to 3/10 per second there. As he takes a good old chunk there out of Forza. Good stuff indeed there. Oh, Forza gets a 3-second penalty as well. And look at this car. We're feeling this car just sliding, isn't it? Well, I gotta say, Alahan completely proved me wrong, which, to be honest, for a lot of you viewers out there, is not surprising at all. He's already on the back of the first Toro Rosso, and 5 seconds down the road is a Kingzone. So maybe we can aim hard in that 6th position, but we'll find out. Well, Alahan is definitely going to be great. It's going to be full beans now. Isn't he fully in this race, and he doesn't have to worry about the tyre wear. Unlike the rest of the guys who've been on the soft tyres for several laps now, and one of them is our leader as well. Then, but has Faxan got the out and out pace to win this race? I'd say he's been impressive today. Faxan has, hasn't he? Going for a 2nd race winning of his ALR career, and I've got to say it's been a pretty impressive one as well. He didn't qualify as well, from 16th on the grid, carved his way through the field, and it's now been due a 1st position. He avoided all the carnage that was the opening couple laps then, Silver's usually pretty pristine in the opening lap, but today I think that drop again a 3-second penalty there. Look at that, he's almost spun it, and luckily he's keeping on the wall, but unfortunately he's lost the place to Alhan. Alhan is through up into 7th position. That's probably one of the easier overtaking maneuvers he'll have, Alhan, in his career. He is up into 7th position and passes Droffa, and he is on his way. Kingdom is 5.3 seconds. Remember that time? He is 5.3 seconds up the road. The gap is stabilised at the front between Hunter and Faxan. It is 4 seconds. It's been hovering around the 4-second mark for a while. And Alhan also getting the fast lap of the race set. So we're going to keep an eye on Alhan, because I think that he is going to be the man to watch in the final stages of the race set. 4.8 seconds to gap. It's coming down quite quickly now, isn't it? Lap 27 out of 29, then we've got 3 laps to go of Australia. 3 laps to go of this Australian event, which has happened over the past 2 days there in gold and silver. Of course, silver tonight we've had an elongated session, haven't we? Which for me, it's been really good though. Not for you guys, because you've had to hear me waffle about all kinds of historic all kinds of facts about Australia and the Australian Grand Prix, which probably was not riveting one iota. Alhan there is coming to turn 9 and 10 then. Is he back on board the Haas? I'm really enjoying these laps, and of course these are qualifying laps, so to speak, is for Alhan, as he's trying to eat into Kingdom's advantage. Kingdom is also actually eating into serious mushroom as well. I think Alhan's going to run out of laps, unfortunately, though. So I reckon he stayed on the hard tires slightly too long there for Alhan, unfortunately, which is a but then again, as I said earlier, it's very easy, isn't it? It's very easy to sit up here on my throne, so to speak, and say you should have done this and should have done that. When you're out there racing, it's very difficult, isn't it, to keep up with what's going on there. As Matt has just said, give me a shout out. Hello, Matthew. Hope you're doing well on this fine Monday evening. Well, I was going to say afternoon, but it's evening now. Of course, Matt driving in the Gold League, isn't he? And I think I'm not sure. Of course, he had a cracking race in Hungary a couple of weeks ago as well, before he was punched off by the man who was actually driving this car. I don't mean Alhan, I mean Bowden. And he had a cracking race in Hungary as well. Led a couple of laps as well. Matt did, so fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, it came to nothing towards the end though in that Hungarian Grand Prix, which is a shame, really, wasn't it? As that was Matt's best resort of the season there, would have been, wouldn't it? Back on board of Alhan there. The gap is 3 seconds at the moment, as they're all spread out at the moment. Doubled down in 12th position there. He is the final car running at the moment. V Todd and Fran there have got beef, haven't they? Proper beef in their battle for 10th and 11th. And I wonder if the oh, Kingdom's in the wall, and Alhan's going to be up in the 6th position there, and I think that listening to me just wants to prove me wrong. I think Kingdom's damaged the car as well, so the Toro Rosso's had all kinds of problems as well there, and that is a shame. Now, Kingdom there, of course, we know about Kingdom's. I don't know if he's got a rocket in that car, hasn't he? He's fine. He hasn't got any damage, so has he? So Kingdom there, luckily getting away with that. Alhan there moved up in 6th position then, so he's past the 2 Toro Rosses, which I was a bit sceptical by. Hunter then, I think, is going to be a couple of laps short there, unfortunately, and but I think he's had a cracking day today as well. Matt just said, yeah, you had to mention that, didn't you? Of course, the Hungarian Grand Prix, which unfortunately didn't go too well there, but Matt did of course lead there, didn't he? A couple of laps there in Hungary, and of course he was on the alternative strategy there, which would have paid off absolutely beautifully well, wouldn't it? But I think that was about a week ago, wasn't it? On board with the man then, who I think has been absolutely stunning today, hasn't he? Faxan hasn't put a wheel wrong. He carved his way through the field. He got by through all the traffic, all the carnage that was the opening couple of laps here in Silver. We had 2 virtual safety cars and a safety car in the opening 3-4 laps there. It was an absolute carnage, an absolute car wreck of the opening lap there. It really was there. It was Destruction Derby, wasn't it? But as Hunter's getting 3-second penalty there in the background as well. Faxan though, a second race win in ALR Silver, and I think he has driven a pristine race today. I think my driver of the day, if it's any relevance, Faxan wins the Australian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff there from Faxan. Absolutely stupendous driving. Fantastic stuff. Second position is Hunter in the end, pole sitter, but I think Hunter will be happy with that. Good stuff indeed. YBR is third for Racing Point and helps himself in the championship as well. Forza fourth today. Serious Mushroom will take fifth. And Alhan will actually take fifth position. Alhan is showing exactly what he did, that strategy. Serious Mushroom sixth position. Kingdom seventh. Droffa eighth position. The 2 Toro Rosses are just probably shaking hands in the old Formula 1 fashion way there as they clash into into each other. Ghost come through, ninth position there. I think Ghost was third with a very good result today, but unfortunately it didn't come in the end of the day. Ninth position there for Ghost there, and I think that's a bit of frustration as well. But then we got a final battle between Fran and VTOD. VTOD there has been absolutely relentless in these final couple of laps. I've just been watching the gap just ticking down ever so slightly, hasn't it? But now he's taking it down by chunks. Is Fran there is can he get in the final point? He had a lot of penalties to begin with. I think VTOD has been a bit more cleaner, hasn't he, than VTOD. Then Fran is coming through then to finish 10th, and VTOD is going to be 11th. No, VTOD is 10th, Fran is 11th. For Faxan, two-time winner in ALR Silver here in Australia. And I got to say, driver of the day possibly. Ghost there is not entirely pleased with what has occurred in that race today. As I think he's very disappointed with that. There was a lot of close calls in that race, wasn't there? And unfortunately, some drivers did not benefit with some of the shenanigans going on out there. Faxan, second race win of his ALR career. Brilliant stuff there. And a fantastic drive. Hunter getting his first podium, I believe, of his silver career. No, I lie. It's the second podium of his career. Of course, got one in Monaco. And YBR finishing third position as well. This is YBR's first podium, I should say, of his career. And fantastic stuff indeed then. Final classification then from this Australian Grand Prix. It's been an eventful Australian Grand Prix, a bit of an elongated Australian Grand Prix as well, hasn't it? Faxan there from 16th on the grid to win the race. Brilliant stuff there. No penalties either. Brilliant stuff there. Hunter finished second in the end. Then third position was YBR. Forza in fourth position. Fifth position was Alhan. Sixth was Serious Mushroom. Kingzone in Quadrofa, 7th and 8th position. Ghost in 9th position. 10th position was VTOD in the end there. Now stole the final point away from Fran. Double in the 11th position. And those are the guys that finished then. Then we got our second double, 000, who didn't really last too long, did he? Retired from the race. LPE retired. So did both riders of Razor and Beefy. And that is the final classification then from the Australian Grand Prix. Then fantastic stuff, it really is. Then I've been joined in the commentary box there by two men who are on the podium. I don't think Faxan's coming in. He probably doesn't want to talk to me, and I kind of don't blame him. So we'll start off with the man who finished third today, which was YBR. YBR, I've got to say, hello, how are you doing? Excellent stuff, and I got to say I'm a big fan of your overtaking maneuvers. It's brilliant stuff. I go wild every time you do a move, and I think there was a couple of times today where you overtook people on the outside of turn 13. Absolutely splendid stuff. Yeah, going to the race overall. Then, are you happy with your first podium?
Yeah, happy enough. Yeah, started fifth, got to third. I'm happy with that.
Indeed, and just talking, and there were some, as I said, there were some incredible overtakes. What was your favourite one from today? Yeah, I think that was it. I can't remember. You had so many today, but I know there was a Williams involved somewhere. It was a fantastic move on the outside as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, because I've got you on the podium here, let's take just a quick view of your season so far. I got to say, you've scored points in every single race apart from Britain. Your consistency has been absolutely fantastic this season. How'd you do that? And a bit of composure as well, I think I'll add to that, which is something I have absolutely none of. Fantastic stuff today at YBR, and fantastic stuff all the way through the season. As I said, I'm a big fan of your overtaking maneuvers. I go wild. No worries at all. And hopefully, first of many in terms of podiums. Hunter, of course, a man who's been on the podium many times, but in silver, this is his second podium today. The man who was on pole position, you was absolutely buzzing for that pole position lap there earlier on, Hunter. I got to say, cracking lap. Talk us through it.
I didn't expect to get pole
It was. I think Nosey just wanted to make you sweat a bit after after all the lobby was having a bit of a shaky end there. I got to say, burnt my lander, might have been the only one to challenge you today because that safety car was rapid on the in qualifying. Anyway, I'm going back to the race itself. Then you was in the lead for most of the race today, and you went on an alternative strategy compared to everyone else. There, going on to the hard tires till the end. Then, do you think that was a mistake by yourself, or do you feel that was the strategy which most benefited you? Well, he's up to fourth after 3 or 4 laps, wasn't he? So did you notice about that Haas coming towards you after only a couple of laps? I say that's I still say that's a very good result there as well. Your second podium of the season as well, which is absolutely splendid stuff there. Well done to YBR. Well done to Fax as well for his second race win of the season. Next week we go into the desert, and that is Bahrain then for round 8 for Silver. Of course, Silver on the same time of 7:30. Of course, we was a bit delayed tonight after all the shenanigans that was going on in the lobby. Remember, Gold will be on at 6:30 on Sunday next week as well. Of course, we all have a bit of Gold and Silver racing, don't we? So thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been an absolutely action-packed Australian Grand Prix, chaotic opening lap. I hope you enjoyed the highlights video, so we'll be coming out in a couple of days' time. But for now, it's goodbye. We'll see you on Sunday.